Family owned and operated, proudly serving Shelby and the surrounding area with the finest in heating and cooling for your home or business. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, and right now they have an exclusive spring special on Carrier, Goodman, and Mitsubishi systems. Get exclusive Shelby Heating and Air discounts of up to $750. Yes, discounts on quality heating and cooling systems of up to $750. Online at shelbyheating.com, see their page at whatsupshopper.com, and like them on Facebook too. Located at 1990 Eves Road in Shelby.
Want college plus hands-on experience while you work? And check out Apprenticeship. Apprenticeships offer paid training, work-based learning, and wages that increase as you learn new skills. Visit apprenticeshipnc.com to see if apprenticeship is the right choice for you.
Hi, I'm Calvin Hastings, and I want to invite you to join us for Customer Appreciation Day this Saturday, May 28th at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes in Cherryville. We'll be there from 11 a.m. till 3 p.m. with free world-famous City Lunch hot dogs, chips, and soft drinks. See Large Marge, the pink Cadillac. Also register to win some great door prizes that will be given away. Plus, Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes will be giving away a chicken coop. Also a Yeti cooler. And check out the great customer appreciation specials. All sales under $7,000 will receive up to $250 in add-ons free. And all sales over $7,000 will receive up to $350 in add-ons free. Plan now to be there this Saturday, May 28th, 11 to 3 at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes, 2268 Lincoln and Highway 150 East, right across from Ace Hardware. Online at blessedbuildings-tinyhomes.com. See their page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too.
Mr. Sandman, bring me a dream.
Dream away on your new mattress from Carolina Furniture Mart in Lincoln. Come check out the big Kingsdown Gallery. 38 beds on display. All sizes, including mini king-size sets. Check out the popular adjustable beds on display too. See the largest selection of mattresses in this area at Carolina Furniture Mart, 644 North Aspen Street in Lincoln. Online at carolinafurnituремart.com.
Visit the new electronics department downstairs at Kurt's Premium Outlet in the Eastridge Mall in Gastonia. This week, a 61-key electronic keyboard is $48.66. Headphone laptop kits are $4.25. Sony digital headphones are $65. Kurt's has Top Deck Bluetooth speakers for $28. Waterproof Bluetooth speakers by Alltech are $15. And see the Legend Retro video game systems. Get 6 retro games for $125. At Kurt's Premium Outlet in Eastridge Mall, North New Hope Road, Gastonia. Like them on Facebook, too. Full Throttle Power Sports in Gastonia has just gotten a whole lot bigger, and we mean a whole lot bigger. They have just purchased MS Power Sports in Gastonia and are now your dealer for Honda, Suzuki, and Kawasaki, along with CF Moto, Yamaha, and Polaris. Golf carts, too. One big dealer under one big roof, plus a complete parts and service department. Full Throttle Power Sports, 101 Indian Walk off I-85 in Lowell, online at ncfullthrottle.com, and see their page at whatsupshopper.com.
with Kevin, Zach, Tom, and Terry. And yes, that is right. JP is back in the driver's seat once again. I couldn't be here last week, unfortunately. I don't know if they really noticed I was here or not, though, to be honest. I know they probably just thought, where's that guy that just hits the buttons? And there I am.
We notice you, JP.
Yeah,
we always also notice is our sponsor, Shelby Heating and Air. 704-487-7877. Call them for your heating and air needs. If you need a system upgrade, if you need general maintenance, if you need some new ductwork, whatever you need, call Shelby Heating and Air. 704-487-7877. Check them out online. ShelbyHeating.com. All right, boys. What's the first topic? Kevin's sitting there rearranging the furniture.
Look, our little bit of breakfast this morning. I had my normal bologna, egg, cheese with mayonnaise.
It's the same thing I had this morning.
And we've really gotten on a bologna kick. I had bologna, cheese, mustard, and mayonnaise. Just want to show all our people on YouTube. I found Terry the Southern 500 from 1992 collector's item. Terry,
let me switch the camera.
While you were getting breakfast, Terry, I was hunting you a bottle.
I'm telling you.
Jeez, I figured that would look good in your collection.
You know, back then I was probably like 1 year old.
No,
1
year plus probably about 30 or 40 more.
What, Tom?
That was probably still in your wild days.
Tom, will you pick that back up with the camera? I hadn't switched it over yet.
What do you want me to do?
The Mountain Dew.
The Southern 500.
Pick that up?
Yes.
Southern 500. You find little gems like this at your local yard sales. So they had a Carolina bottle. I was like, we already got a ton of those. And there were some other ones. And I was like, I don't think Terry's going to have this one.
Were they sold out of the Ohio State bottles?
I haven't seen any of those lately.
Not around here.
But you'll see plenty of these. You know what you find? The Georgia Tech one I found about a month ago. Mm-hmm. Found this one. And then, there's always the NC State from 83. I think I already brought you one of those. And Carolina from 82. Clemson from 81 when they won the national championship in football. So you can find those. I don't think they do those bottles anymore, Terry. I think that's an 80s thing.
I know.
I don't think they do that anymore. So,
Tom, did you, on your way to work, like at the radio station, do you go by yard sales every Saturday?
Well, it's my wife and daughter's side gig. Is they are thrifters and resellers, and my wife is no good at it, but my daughter is very good at it. So to tell you how good my daughter is at it, she wrote my wife off on her taxes as an employee. I'm not making that up.
I thought you were going to say it's for a loss.
You think I'm making it up? It's like,
total loss with that one.
Nope. My wife works for my daughter. So they go and they look around, and Anna knows what sells, and Jackie just tags along, and every once in a while they'll say, well, why don't you get up early with us and go? So I go kind of zombified because I've been to Hickory last night. I look around, and I said, well, I got to find Terry something. Every once in a while I come in something for Zach or Kevin, but Terry, it's easy to shop for Terry because I know Terry likes those collectible bottles.
All those NC State stuff's cheap to find too.
It's hard to find NC State.
It is.
It's hard to find. It's much easier to find.
They make very few of them.
Yeah,
that's not you can't see.
My dear friend Chris Glover is retiring after 32 years at Burns High School. So, and I found him a Carolina glass mug for drinking adult beverages. Because now that he's retired, he'll have more time for that. So got him one of those. A good old solid one. Not these little cheap ones, but a good solid one. It looked like it was in pretty good shape. So you can find stuff like that now.
Well, I told you what I saw that one time. A guy who had them Ohio State shoes. Of all things in the world,
I wear those to the gym every now and then.
Ohio State shoes around here.
You can find,
I found Tom a pair.
You can actually find
a lot of folks
Ohio
from Ohio flee this way. They stop on the way to Myrtle Beach and then just live here.
They just live here from then on. I can believe that.
Well, you don't have to shovel snow. That's what it is. I mean, basically, what Ohio is North Carolina with snow. That's Ohio.
Seeing how serious mayonnaise is in the South.
Yeah, I got this too.
I got Tom.
I've been challenged.
Duke's mayonnaise.
Duke mayonnaise.
And I left him a note on top that says,
got a note on there.
Federal agents that do counterfeit money don't study the fakes. They only study the real deal. So I told him study that. That way he'll be able to identify a fake from
But
now
I would
on.
tell Zach he's the one that needs to do a little studying, because I came in here and said, what are the ingredients in mayonnaise? And he had no idea.
Eggs.
But he just knows that this product
the real deal.
somehow is superior to the other
I know.
products made out
Everybody
of the
says
same
if you're
thing.
not a Southern man, you like Duke's mayonnaise. I can't stand it.
I'm not Southern.
JP, you don't count as a Southern man.
What do I count as?
You don't count.
I'm sorry.
You know,
I prefer Hellman's.
You know
I'm
when
sorry.
you know when you
Oh,
lost
goodness.
You just lost your
you
color.
lost your Southern boy card
Yeah,
at
just
your
lost it.
superhero
Yeah.
fan. You basically kicked out of the South. You're official California.
Well,
or
we
something
got
like
we
that.
got
California? How do you even say that as a Californian?
I mean, you know, what do they say that that liberals believe in superpowers that don't exist?
JP.
So-
Look over to your left.
so
we
that-
got your replacement. So
I know you're.
We already
Oh
brought in
yeah, that's
somebody
real
else.
funny. Yeah, that's hilarious.
Mason is training his replacement. If Lauren, if you would move over to the seat there behind JP, and you can kind of join the show for a few minutes here this
or
morning as we talk.
replace JP one.
You can get in that seat. Hop in that seat there behind him, Lauren, and scoot on up there. Just enough we can see if JP
Yeah.
could. So our new intern, Lauren Weidenhammer, right? Give me a thumbs up, JP. You could turn her mic on there.
Yeah, is that one or two?
That's
is that
three.
That's three. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Gotcha.
And let's say good morning to her. This is her first, and it depends how well it goes for JP in there if he does his training well.
Yeah, guys, this is getting really personal, okay? I'm here one Saturday, and y'all just decided to replace me altogether.
The very next
That's
week,
what happens,
you
JP.
have to train your replacement, sir.
Have y'all ever seen the movie Airplane with the inflatable autopilot?
Yes.
That's what we did yesterday, JP. We just
God.
we just
Last
had
week,
the
yeah.
inflatable
JP.
auto JP
Yeah.
and just kind of did the same.
Y'all
So,
put the
I
banana
know
in
they
here
have it.
with the hat.
So JP or Lauren, can you hear me in there now, Lauren? Put your ears on. You got me in there, Lauren?
No, I can't hear you in the earphones.
All right, JP, try to turn her earphones up. You can hear me or can't?
No.
She can't.
No.
She
Yeah,
can't,
it's not there, JP. She's hooked to the box behind to the other side.
or she's just doing like we do every Saturday, just ignore you, and wait for our
I
turn
don't
to
think
talk.
JP knows where it's at. But anyway, the question was, Zach brought up last week, it was the difference between, can you tell the difference between Duke's mayonnaise and other ones? And JP, he goes all the way around the back to the other side. Grab the other, it's the box behind the television screens. You'll see the sliders there. Well, anyway, turn us off, turn you off. There you go.
He's having some difficulty.
Right. Player. Can you tell the difference between... So I tweeted this week, too. And at Duke's Mayonnaise, and we'll see if they get back to us and with our clip last week of us discussing it, but they haven't acknowledged the tweet yet. But I tweeted at them, Tom, can you tell the difference between Duke's Mayonnaise and other mayonnaise brands? Mitchum Kitchen Breakfast and Youth Baseball 2. Follow the Shock Joxx on YouTube. Here's a link. Hopefully someone there may have clicked on it at some point and seen it, but I did want to let you know that I have tagged them, and hopefully they'll see it, and Zach maybe get back to us and have a little fun on that, and Tom, and question about whether you can tell the difference or not. But I was going to ask Lauren. Lauren, can you hear me in there now? All right, now have JP turn your mic on. He's working.
There we go. There we go.
JP, for the first time in months, you're earning that paycheck.
Oh, that's real. That's rich. That's rich. That's really rich.
Yeah, Lauren. We pay him to be here. We actually do. He actually gets money for this.
I get money to hear y'all talk about sports, which I have no interest in.
Right. Putting that shirt on and getting here is his hardest part of his job most days.
Actually, to be honest, it is getting up. Yes, really. Getting up to know I have to come to this station and listening to me talk about sports that I have no interest in. That's the lot in my life right now.
He's the host of the sports show, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
All right,
I introduce him, and that's all I do.
All right, Lauren. The question was, can you tell? Can you tell the difference between Duke's mayonnaise and other mayonnaises?
Yes.
Is Duke's the best, or do you have another favorite?
I like Duke's the best.
All right, so there you go, Tom.
Duke's is like heart attack in a plastic bottle. I mean,
Yeah,
you just look
apparently
at
it's
that.
a religion in
Look
the
at that
South.
stuff.
We
Now
deep-
we're
just
getting
look at
free
this
mayonnaise,
stuff.
Terry.
We
Terry,
deep fry
we're trying to
Oreos
get
in the
free
South.
mayonnaise.
Hey,
and then he just
this weighs like 6 pounds.
You
can just
we're
tell.
Trying to get free mayonnaise,
it's like
the Northerner here is just ruining it all.
Whoa! Time out. Tom's a Northerner.
JP.
Oh, this is rich. We got a Northerner talking about Duke's mayonnaise like it's a religion.
JP, what's the last letter in my name? Tell me what the last letter in my last name is.
He does not know.
Sidafani? I don't really know.
You lost him at the C.
Okay,
Yeah.
JP, I'm going to help you out. Tom,
it's an
ask me
I.
the question
It's an
again.
I.
It's an I. He got it right.
Well, I saw it because he flashed the name.
He looked it up on.
If your last name, if your last name ends in a vowel, you're probably not from the South. Okay, so that means if your last name ends in an I, you're probably Italian, and that means you probably originally settled up north. So
Tom,
originally,
that's about the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
no, it's not.
We got like Bubba
No,
J.
it's-
So J,
J ends in with a Y. You don't.
What in the world?
That's why
Well,
we
no.
we don't even
That's why
spell
we-
it though. It's just a
That's
J.
that's why Northerners have to come
Right?
down here.
We don't spell it.
Ray J don't spell out his J.
It's a J. Bubba J.
Okay, so let's go around the room. Terry,
I was just trying to get
what's
free
the
mayonnaise,
last letter
and
in
Terry
your last
and
name?
Tom just threw it all up.
What's the last letter in your last name?
T.
A T. What's the last letter in his last name? A G. What's
I'm
the
a-
last letter in
I'm
his
an
last
E.
name?
My last name is not a G. It's
I'm
an S.
an
S.
And
That's right.
and
Hastings.
That's for
C.
royalty.
Mine's
Yeah.
an E.
No, it's not.
Hey, got a quick fun thing to tell you between break about Lauren. Tom, her great-great-grandfather may have watched my great-great-grandfather beheaded at the Tower of London.
Awesome.
Think about that. And we're
Yes.
sitting in this room right now. Crazy. All right,
Wow.
anyway, so happy Saturday, everybody. Good to see everybody.
So your grandfather was beheaded? Why was he
JP,
beheaded?
we'll talk about that later. Anyway, Terry, real quick before our first break, I want to put my nomination back up for Coach of the Year. We talked about it last week, and so this week I went 1-1. Okay, first game we talked a little bit about. We had a fun protest of a call that we'll not discuss here, but wow, holy bad protest. I'll say that. We won last night, Terry, against another team that we haven't beat yet. From the same people that protested, but a different team. If you know what I'm saying. And we won last night, pulled out the victory, down 7-1 after 2 innings. We won 9-8, and we got no hit. I'm
It's all about the W's.
I'm 3-7 with 6 hits. Terry, should I not be Coach of the Year?
It's all about the W's.
Terry, 3-7, 6 hits. Coach of the Year.
Are you in
Why
last?
do we have this?
No.
Why do we have this
Oh,
discussion
heck,
every
see
week?
that?
He wants to be
I'm in
Coach of the
third
Year.
from last.
Tom, is he Coach of the Year?
No,
Okay.
no, he's not Coach.
Well,
of the Year.
Tom, now wait a minute.
3 wins of 6
I
hits.
have seen coaches who did not win a game get Coach of the Year.
We won 9-8 and didn't have a hit, Tom. Explain to me how we won without good coaching.
Because it's Little League. Because there's walks and
Well,
throwaways
right.
and
I mean,
hit batters.
And the coach says when to run. The coach says when to take. Right, Terry?
Supposed to.
How old are these kids?
The coach decides.
How old are,
9 and
how old
10.
are the kids?
9 and 10 years
So
old.
we're talking about Coach of the Year for 9 and 10-year-olds.
Yes.
We do not give out Coach of the Years over at West Lincoln. So
This is
I
the
don't know
problem.
what
With,
they
this
do
is the problem with
over
Little
there.
League coaches
So I
is
don't
they're
know.
worried about their recognition
I mean the whole
instead
district,
of
Terry. I'm
instead of
not
the
talking
kids.
about at best. I'm talking about the whole district.
Okay,
We're
well,
not.
heck,
We're
the
not
whole
worried.
district
We're
Coach
not
of the
worried
Year.
about kids learning how to play baseball. Am I Coach of the Year?
Yes.
That's all I want to know.
Absolutely.
Am I Coach of the Year?
Absolutely, Terry. Right?
I didn't say right. I just said
I'm just glad
Anyway.
that I'm
Should
just.
I be? I'm saying, should I not be in the nomination?
I'm just so glad.
I'll put
that-
you in for it.
All right,
I'm just-
I'll
I'm
put you
just-
in for it.
I'm
He'll
just-
be right in.
I'm
That's
just
all
glad
I'm
his focus is on
You're
the
right
right
in.
thing. His focus is on the right thing, whether he gets accolades or not. I'm just real happy with that.
Our kids won, and we're ecstatic, Tom, and you're going to poo-poo it. You poo-poo everything.
The only thing I remember about 9 and 10 when I was a kid, now we did like 9, 10, 11, 12, I think, together. All I remember when I was that age is if they was going to bring Star Crunch or oatmeal pies
Or
for the
pizza.
snack after.
Oh, when are we going to eat pizza,
No,
Coach?
I didn't because the league
When are we
I
gonna
played
eat
in was Zach. It was 9 to. You played in it too.
9
It
to
was
12.
9 to 12.
Yeah.
We were 9 to 12.
Right, that's what I'm
I
saying.
was scared to death. Ralph Roberts or Gary Johnson was going to put
No.
a 70-mile-per-hour fastball in my ears. What I was scared of at 9 years.
I just
old.
knew I was going to be sitting the bench for the whole game until
Right.
like one out.
Well,
And
I
then-
didn't have to worry about Ralph. He wasn't on. He was on my team. He was hitting other.
And then I was just hoping that they would bring the Star Crunch that day.
Cardi was hitting the other ones. Yeah. So anyway, having fun with it. Yeah, the guys won last night. Great job from everybody. 2 coaching mistakes, Terry. I'm gonna call out one for me. Oh God, I can't even. What do you say?
Coach of the year. We got
There you go.
Plaque.
See there?
Plaque.
Got a plaque for him.
The right end.
that is
Go ahead
awesome.
and make
I'm
him
gonna
broadcaster of the year while you're at
hold it
it.
up. I'll hold it up. Tom, I think you have one of those, and then you poo-poo that too, Terry. He has. An
I
award.
do have
He
one of
has an
those.
award that says broadcast of the year. Bring it back.
But I am.
Yeah, we have taken it from
We're returning that.
Reggie Bush.
Okay.
We're taking it back.
The
my
difference
goodness.
between he and I didn't solicit for that award. Okay, you solicit every Saturday morning for a Coach of the Year award. I mean, even Dabo Sweeney doesn't do that.
Okay,
even
so
Nick Saban doesn't do that.
What you don't hear in the fun of that is me bragging about my boys.
I don't know.
Winning
Your boys are kind of under the
winning
rug. I think
3
he's more
games.
bragging about himself.
Wait a minute, winning 3 games with only 6 hits, which means they're playing decent defense, and they're the one thing that my guys do, they do not swing at bad pitches. We swung at 2 bad pitches last night. I got them marked on here, but other than that, they don't.
He even marks the bad pitches they swing out. How about that?
Well, I mean,
Run 10 poles for swinging at that ball in the dirt, son.
Well, listen, they're all new kids, so they barely swing. So I can remember each kid, Terry, which swings they took. So Shane last night, the first 5 pitches he looked at, and then strike 3 he swung at it 7 feet over his head. I remember that one.
Yeah, but that was up in his eyes. He saw
Yeah,
it.
that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
All right, 2 coaching mistakes last night, 1 on each team. Mine, and both did the same thing, kind of. Mine, my son's not as fleet of foot as some of these folks. Their catcher wasn't kind of paying attention, Terry. Their pitcher looked down at his feet and took a knee when the ball went by him because we hadn't stole home on him yet. And so I decided to send my son, and he got out very easily. Now,
My fault. Did you go, my fault, son? My fault.
right, the other team, they may have blew it. They had 2nd and 3rd with 2 outs, and their best hitter's on deck. He's already hit one to the wall, right? He's as big as me, if not bigger. Okay? 10. He's on deck. Tie ball game, Terry. They try to steal home. And my guy easily tagged him out on a wild pitch. With their best hitter who's already hit one off the wall, 2nd and 3rd, 2 outs. Now, I'm going to walk him, but they didn't know that. But they still try to steal home.
Well, maybe they knew that.
Maybe they might know I might walk him.
Maybe
Yeah.
they knew that off the front.
Either way.
They figured if you was coach of the year that you already had
Yeah,
that
I already had
plan.
that
Exactly,
in mind. Like,
exactly,
first base is
exactly,
open, so
exactly.
I'm not going to pitch.
Well, he got walked in the 2nd at bat anyway. 'Cause he, like I
guess-
said, he hit one to the wall. But either way, he tried to steal home with the game tied and his best hitter on deck. And I don't know if I'd have done that or not. And
Well,
it's
you're
not
a coach
like
of
it
the
was-
year.
it
Of
wasn't
course
like
you
it's
would.
not right. It's not like
it would have been tied.
He's Coach of the Year. Of course, you wouldn't have made that bad decision.
But anyway, our luck, the fastest kid in the world is on our team. He was batting first, and he's shorter than this desk. So Terry, you have to hit a place card. Now that I say that, Terry, remember what I'm telling you how small this kid is. Tuesday against the other team, when the boss was in charge of the umpires, he struck out twice looking. You can't throw a strike to this kid with a machine, and he struck out looking like on 3 straight pitches. Now, we'll talk about
being aggressive. Man.
Yes, that's what it was. Yeah, sure.
Just
Those
swing
were
the bat.
those were strikes.
It's a conspiracy.
Yeah,
it's a conspiracy.
Well,
swing the bat.
Tom, that was at the place of where.
Yeah.
But anyway,
you told me.
so anyway, he got on first, stole second, first pitch, stole second, third pitch. Next pitch went wild, stole home easily because he's just fast as lightning. So we won the ball game 9-8 last night. Pulled it out down 7-1. Terry,
Good job.
thank you, Coach of the Year. All right, we come back, GP. We're gonna talk NASCAR in Charlotte, Major League Baseball. Terry,
Yeah,
your Celtics
mockery.
are your Celtics choking this away?
Probably.
Okay. NFL and more on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Family owned and operated, proudly serving Shelby and the surrounding area with the finest in heating and cooling for your home or business. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, and right now they have an exclusive spring special on Carrier, Goodman, and Mitsubishi systems. Get exclusive Shelby Heated and Air discounts of up to $750. Yes, discounts on quality heating and cooling systems of up to $750. Online at shelbyheating.com, see their page at whatsupshopper.com, and like them on Facebook too. Located at 1990 Eves Road in Shelby.
Want college plus hands-on experience while you work? And check out Apprenticeship. Find a career in a high-demand, good-paying industry like engineering, healthcare, and others. Apprenticeships offer paid training, work-based learning, and wages that increase as you learn new skills. You'll earn state and national credentials while you work. Credentials that could include a 2- or 4-year degree. Learn about the benefits of today's apprenticeships. Visit apprenticeshipnc.com to see if apprenticeship is the right choice for you.
It's time to hop into a new ride this spring during Spring Fling at Carolina Federal Credit Union in Cherryville. Right now, get 1.99% APR on new autos and 2.25% APR on used vehicles. Finance it up to 84 months with GAP available. And get $100 cash back when you refinance. Leave those old high rates behind with Carolina Federal Credit Union, 1200 East Church Street in Cherryville. Online at carolinafcu.org. Hey America, it's auction time, and Red Suit Realty and Auction brings you the largest real estate auction in Lincoln County history, and it's online, and it's going on right now. With 32 properties up for bid in Gaston, Lincoln, and Catawba counties, it could be your once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Rentals, investments, fixer-uppers, and building lots. Visit the online bidding platform. Get registered, view all terms and conditions, and bid your price now. For more information, go to redsuitrealty.com, NCAL 8664. Auctioneer Robert Gates. Call 704-472-7598.
Sold American.
Pepsi Beverage Company is currently hiring delivery drivers for the Cherryville location. Candidates must be 21 years or older and must have a Class A CDL. Every full-time position offers benefits. Starting rate is $22 an hour. That's right, $22 an hour. You can apply online at www.pepsicojobs.com. PepsiCo is an equal opportunity employer. Female, minority, disability, protected veteran, sexual orientation, gender identity. Pepsi Beverage Company, 152 Commerce Drive, Cherryville. Call for more info at 704-736-2640.
The pre-owned inventory is one of the best ever at Carter Chevrolet in Shelby. Before you head out on vacation, come check out the great deals on new and pre-owned vehicles at Carter Chevrolet. They make car shopping easy. You can shop online at carterchevyofshelby.com. And right now, get 0% APR financing or a big $1,000 cash allowance on the 2022 Chevy Equinox. Come on in for all the details at Carter Chevrolet, 200 West Dixon Boulevard in Shelby, and check out their page at whatsupshopper.com.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. Or should I say His Majesty?
Coach of the Year. Come on,
That's
JP.
right.
And remember, Saturday Morning Sports Talk brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air. Give them a call, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com.
All right, we've got Cherryville Lightning baseball tonight, folks. Let's go over the schedule here on Ktc Broadcasting. They are in the Western Finals, and we'll go through the 1As real quick. I mean, not the 1As, but all of them real quick and tell you where everybody's at here in just a moment as I pull up.
Chair, this is the deciding game. It's a 1-1 series right now.
Yes, runs are 14-11 in the series. If you were wondering about run differential for you folks that are into that type of thing. Also, let me pull up a Ktc Broadcasting Schedule for this weekend. We got racing, Braves. I believe we do. Make sure we do. Pretty sure I do. I left it. I just put the logo on. We better have Braves. Of course, our sports talk show. Folks, if you're listening right now on 92.9 FM, 1590 AM, you can always watch the show every Saturday on YouTube, or if you miss a part of the show, you're driving around, you miss it, you can always go back and watch the whole show on YouTube. And also, I cut them up in some clips and post them on our web pages as well. So today, we're going to have Kasem starts at 11 o'clock over here on WHS. I know for you sports fans might not care about that, but Xfinity Racing, 12:30 here. WCSL 92.9 FM here in Charlotte. Braves will be at 3:45 p.m. on WHS for you folks in Shelby. Miami Marlins and the Braves. And then Union County. Nope, no racing today. We got a remote. Never mind. Sorry about that. Just got told. That got scrapped. No Xfinity racing today, folks. Calvin is over at Blessed Buildings and Tiny Homes here in Cherryville on 150. If you're wondering where that is, listen on the radio, folks. If you ever come to Cherryville, it's over there near the Walmart and the Ace Hardware buildings place. They're going to be giving out food, and they're giving away, Terry, and I know this is why you showed up for. Today, after the show, they start giving out food at 11, so you hang around Cheryl for just a little bit. Get up there, get you a hot dog, something to eat. But they're sign up. And I know Tom, this is whose alley it's up. Tom, this is for you. And Anna. Okay?
I'm listening.
Free chicken coop today.
All right.
Giving away a chicken coop today at Blessed Buildings today. And I know Anna used to raise them, right?
She used to, and then she got a boyfriend.
I never went to chickens. Yeah.
It's just a fact. I mean, it's just a fact. Say whatever you want to say.
I'm so sorry, Anna.
Awesome.
She used to like her rabbit. She used to like her rabbit. I've inherited a rabbit, a couple of dogs, get a boyfriend.
Some chicken nuggets.
He turned into old
We're
McDonald after his daughter got a boyfriend.
That's just it's just a fact. I mean, say what you want.
I can't.
Funny.
Alligator.
Boyfriend,
That's funny.
care about them chickens no more. Okay, we're good.
Ferret.
Some
That is
things are
awesome.
just facts.
Terry, if you get a second, will you please hug the man beside you in the green
Not really.
shirt?
I'm good.
I'm good.
Yeah. I'm good.
Our generation doesn't do hugs. Well, I hugged somebody
That's
once. I didn't like it. I
Fist
don't do
bump.
it anymore. No hugs.
Oh, God, I can't even. I'm done right now. All right, tomorrow we'll have Miami Marlins at 1:15 and the Braves on WHS. NASCAR, Coca-Cola 600 starts 5 o'clock. Coca-Cola 600 again. 5 o'clock, the radio start. I think the green flag should be about like 6:15 or something like that. And then Rutherford County and Cleveland County tomorrow evening. Brent Pasco and Jeff Jones will have that call. Tonight, Union Academy at Cherryville. Game time scheduled for 7. We'll get on sometime between 6:30 and 6:45. Tonight, that'll be Matt Chapman and Danny Aker on the call tonight. So we'll have good broadcast, good game, and hopefully Cherryville moves on. That's what I was supposed to pull up for you, wasn't I, Tom? The brackets.
You were supposed
I was
to, but you
laughing at
didn't.
you. I was too busy laughing at you.
Yeah, I had to.
And her chicken coop.
Pressed
I
into
was trying to
ser-
get her a chicken coop.
Pressed into service yesterday. Went up there to Hickory with Danny and Post 100, 18-3. They've won their last 3 games by mercy rule without their Cherryville players. You know, they don't have those. They're going up to Caldwell County tonight. So it's not on the radio because they're going to be, of course, covering the Cherryville high school game. But Cherryville's, I'll tell you, they got
bouncing
rolling
back, yeah, because they lost the first 2.
Huss kid pitched last night. He did a good job. He's got a good breaking pitch. And they had 11 hits. Hickory didn't have their St. Stephen's kids, so they were a little down. But I think that puts Post 100 at 3-2 on the season.
Well, let me pull up the final 4 here in the
1A.
In the 1A of the North Carolina baseball playoffs, and we're going to talk a second about this one team whoever the winner of this Union Academy and Cherryville team more than likely will have to play. But the first thing we're going to do is figure out how to pronounce their name. Tom, do you know what this Perquimans is? Is that right?
Yep.
Did I just say it
Perquinius?
right? Wow. Perquimans.
Perquimans?
Perquimans. They are.
It's got to be some Native American name, you would say, wouldn't you think?
Well, even Beargrass is probably
Yeah.
same thing.
Well,
of
Beargrass Charter and Perquimans, but I'm gonna pull up this Perquimans schedule. They are 28-1. Here, I'll pull it up on the screen for the folks at home.
Who is?
They got a lot of number
Perquimans?
1 starters.
Yes, yes. Wait till I
They got
read.
what?
Wait till I read
They got
you
a lot
these
of
stats
number
for this
1
team.
starters. Yeah.
So 28-1, Terry. 12-0 in the conference. 15-0 home. 314-34
It's because they have 3A talent because they're a charter school.
in 29 games. How do you know they're a charter?
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about Beargrass
No,
Charter. I'm sorry.
Perquimans.
Okay.
The Perquimans Pirates. I'm
Oh,
not talking about
My
Beargrass. They're in Hertford, North Carolina. 314 runs in 29 games. That's 10 runs a game, over maybe 11, 12, and they're giving up 1 run a game. So averaging 12-1, averaging.
And then you got to look at it, and they played a charter school, and they beat them 1-0.
Yeah, Perquimans. It's a county, Perquimans.
So when you are throwing your number 1 starters, which can happen on a Tuesday and a Friday and the next Tuesday before you get back to your number 1 again, and they're all number ones, you're pretty good.
It's all the way. It's out there near Elizabeth City.
So since someone on their team gave up, the most they gave up in one game all year was 7. Okay. Now, as we go down the rest of the schedule, besides that, the most they gave up, just listen to these. All right. 3 was the most, is the next game. Since they gave up 7, these are the runs. These are the wins: 5-3, 5-1, 17-0, 16-0, 13-0, 15-0, 2-0, 18-0, 19-0, 14-0, 11-0, 15-0. How many straight shutouts is that? 17-1, 11-1, 15-2, 10-2. Lost to Camden County in a neutral tournament. I thought I saw them earlier, who they beat 5-3. So Camden County gave them a decent run. Manio, who scored the 7 on them, they turned around and beat them to 8-2, then 8-0, 12-4, 12-1. Now listen to the playoffs: 12-2, 7-0, 9-0, 7-0, 6-1 over Beargrass, and they will play today. It looks like game 2. No, it says no, they're playing both games today. So doubleheader today at 1 and 7 o'clock in that series, which are Perquimans and Beargrass, Beargrass has lost 6 games themselves, guys. So pretty good baseball team, Terry, you think?
Yeah, what I want to do is, did Camden County make the tournament?
You want to see who Camden County?
Yeah.
What their record was, 18-6, decent.
Not bad.
They were first in their conference.
Who'd they get beat by to knock them out?
I don't know what A they are. East Bladen?
East Bladen. Okay.
Are they 2A, though? Or is this
East Bladen's good in football. I don't know about, the baseball part of it.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is Camden County, is this a 1A, 2A conference? Is Camden County a 1A team? They might be a 2A team is what I'm saying. So I don't even know if I'm listening or looking at the bracket.
It's for all 1A. Four Rivers 1A conference.
Yeah, but they weren't in it. Camden County wasn't in that conference.
Oh.
I should probably type in Camden County, shouldn't I?
No, just go to Camden County. It should pull them up.
That's what I was about to do.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Cheryl's got to play tonight, 6:45, again against Union Academy Cardinals. Heard it was a pretty long drive down from there, about hour 30, hour 40, depending on. They don't play at the school; they play somewhere else, and I can't get anybody to remember or tell me exactly where they play at. To tell you the truth, let's see, Camden County.
You pull up schedule. Yes, there you go.
2A, 3A conference, and they were first in that. So the only team that's give them trouble, Perquimans this year, has been a 2A, 3A conference team, and they may be 3A. So either way, tough matchup, whoever comes out of this side in the state championships. Now, they're either going to be from my clicking, I think it's Burlington, or I just told the other person the other day where it was going to be. I'll figure that out in 2 seconds. Anyway, but hopefully they'll get the win tonight, Terry. They won at home 9-1, 9-2, something like that in the first one, and then kind of flipped around last night. Let's see, state championships and Ting Stadium. Terry, you ever been to Ting Stadium?
No.
In Holly Springs?
No.
Looks kind of new. So they'll either be going to Holly Springs or Burlington for you state championship fans. Tom, you ever been to Holly Springs?
I have not.
Zach?
Never heard of it.
I don't know if you went that way in the going to Fayetteville or anything.
Never heard of it.
All right. So that's that. So let's
good luck to them, y'all.
Yep.
I mean, really.
They do have an umpire locker room.
Yes, it looks like the Honey Hunter Stadium. Just looking on the soccer tennis facility. Ting Stadium is the 1,800-seat multi-sport stadium with synthetic turf field. Facility used in town recreational football, baseball, basketball, and soccer programs. The Holly Springs Salamanders Collegiate Summer Baseball and Wake Football Club, Collegiate Summer Soccer, and also for rentals, concerts, festivals, and others. So there's what they got, Tom. You excited?
It looks good. You got an umpire locker room, Terry.
You
don't have to change the parking lot.
Those.
You don't have to change the parking lot.
Yeah.
I was looking for pictures of this, and they just got a picture of the facade, so that doesn't do any good. All right, Major League Baseball, Tom and Terry and Zach. How's your Bravos doing, Zach? Where we at?
About the same, right at 500.
I want to speak of baseball.
5-5.
Well, that's what you're here
every
for.
last 10. 5-5, 4-6.
Tom, Zach,
Mm-hmm.
we're gonna leave Kevin out of this for a minute. But Here's my question.
Why? Because we're over 500?
No, here's my question. And it's only for these two guys now. Let them have their opinion, Kevin.
Okay.
Before you jump in. I think baseball has, when we talk about when we're in younger leagues and you're making a mockery of the game, and I think that the St. Louis Cardinals are making a mockery of the game. When you brought in Pujols one night.
Yeah, I saw that.
And then all of a sudden another night you bring in Molina. You know, and to me, when you start making mockery of it is when you are prolonging a game that should be over when you've got 10, 12, 14 pitchers on your squad and you cannot go to any of them and you bring in a catcher or a first baseman or a DH to finish your game so none of them other guys out there get to do their duty. So you've got so many, and all of a sudden, the other night when they brought in Molina, it was 18-0. Pittsburgh scored 4 runs, 2 home runs off of Molina in the bottom of the inning to make it 18-4, but that game probably lasted another 30 to 40 more minutes than what it should have. To me, that's making a mockery of the game.
It is. So why would Pujols? I saw Pujols, but I was like, what are they doing?
Yeah, but then they come back the other night and went with Molina.
He was throwing emphasis.
So you have a problem with Shohei Ohtani pitching too?
Yeah, but
he's a pitcher.
actually a pitcher.
There's a difference. He's a pitcher. These people are not pitchers.
Did we win the ball game?
Yeah, you won.
Did the pitcher come in and get 3 outs and finish the game?
Yeah, but you're prolonging games. It's like taking at the younger league, taking all of your infielders and putting them in the outfield and bringing in people into the infield when you cannot get the inning over with.
The Giants,
because you're up by so much.
The Giants are more than welcome not to swing at the pitches. They're more than welcome to run out of the baseline, whatever they want to do if they're ready to go home. Watching the guys at the field, it seemed to me like they were having a good time with it. Do you think the guys that hit the home runs want their home runs back?
No, they want those home runs.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, they do.
they want their home runs. Y'all are silly.
Well, I'm not silly.
I'm
just saying. I mean, you know, these guys might have had a scheduled appointment like to go eat at 11 o'clock, and then they had to, honey, can you call them right quick? We need to move that back to 11:30 or 12 for me to go eat. Because we thought we was going to be out of here by such and such a time.
Maybe you shouldn't be down 18-1 in a Major League Professional Baseball game.
How does that happen?
Look, if the shortstop could play, Terry, look at that. Molina got a ground ball and the shortstop missed it. Tell me Ozzie Smith don't make this, pick his nose, and then throw it to first base backhanded. Watch this.
As long as he don't throw it underhanded first.
That's right.
Right. You can't throw it underhanded, according to some people in this world. Look at that. Have you ever seen a highlight of a ball that far left of second base not being caught by Ozzie Smith? Good Lord. I don't know who that is playing shortstop. Let's cut him. That's probably why we got so many losses. Why we're not in first place. Right there. Great play. Great play. Great pitching.
It was that 18-1 hustle.
Yeah, that's
it. There's no use.
It was on prevent.
Now he's going to hustle in. I got the ball, coach.
It's on prevent defense.
And then Yachty can't get him. Got a double play. Greatest catcher ever. And Terry don't think he can come up here and pitch. Hosing them. Look, 1 out, 2 on.
I would not want to be.
Another ground ball. He should have been out of the inning already if his defense was worth anything. Look, 2 outs and hadn't give up but 1 run so far. He already would have been out of the inning, Terry.
Now here comes
the home runs.
Yeah, here comes your toast. Appreciate it. We got it down pat now. It took us a couple batters.
Yeah, and that was a wall scraper.
They had to get caught up to speed.
That's it.
Look how fat our center fielder is.
They had to catch up to the speed.
Look how fat our center fielder is. No wonder he did that. Look, this is another out. If this is Jim Edmonds, that's my ball. Look at that fat guy.
Yeah,
we have no defense. We have no defense. Jim Edmonds catches that. Ozzie catches the other one. Yachty's out 1, 2, 3. He's the best closer in baseball, Terry.
Terry, are you just jealous that nobody from Kansas City has that kind of talent?
No, he's upset because they can't be up 18-1.
That's it.
We need
they scored 18 runs.
We need that fat guy they got out there in center field.
Yeah.
At least he can jump. See. our guys don't jump.
Yeah. Well, he tried. It was a terrible try, but he tried. Jeez.
But I'm just saying. I mean, that's
Yes,
how
Terry,
I look at
of
it.
162 games, this is the worst thing that's ever happened.
Well, I mean, but
You're
you've
so
got
silly.
plenty of pitchers. We talk about it all the time.
Right, we don't want to get them hurt.
Oh, okay.
We want them to,
Okay.
They need their time off.
All right.
Risk management, Terry. I know you guys in 5th place don't know anything about risk management.
I could see Molina
In
taking.
fact, that's the issue, Zach. We got more runs in that game than they got wins this year. They got 15 wins. We had
Cincinnati's
18
about
runs.
called us.
Cincinnati's
do
about-
that.
I'd be afraid
They
Molina.
have caught you.
I'd be afraid Molina
They're
would
half a
take
game behind you, Terry.
one off the head or something on a bat. A line drive up the middle or something.
That would be the worst thing. That would be.
That's why I never
would
would
say
get on the
that.
mound because I didn't want that. I was
Pujols
scared of
is-
that.
You can let his
I mean,
old-
think
old
about
butt get out
that.
there.
Cincinnati's had 3 wins, and we talked about them forever, and they've, basically called us.
They're 6-4 in their last 10.
Well, Tom, or can the Indians make a run, or are we just talking? Each league's got. You look at the league. So, of 15 teams in each division, right? Again, American League East, one team over 500. Central, 2 teams over 500. So we're 40 games in the season, and those races are pretty much over. Especially, I mean, is anybody Zach? Can y'all catch the Mets? I mean, you can get over 500,
Yes, we
but
can,
there's 13
but-
games over 500. That's the thing.
We can, but you got to start hitting the ball,
Mhm.
and you got to start having a little bit of pitching. I mean, we only give up 191 runs. Excuse me, I'm off on. I was
Only
backward on
scored
those.
191.
Only scored 191. We're giving up 202. There's look at the run differential.
Yeah.
There's the problem with the Braves. -11. Second place, -11. Look at the run differential for the Mets. +47.
Well, the Marlins are 18-25, and they're +10. San Francisco is in third, 6.5 back. Padres second. Dodgers in first in the West. Those 3 teams are above 500. So the 15 teams in the National League, 6 are over 500. In the American League of the 15 teams, 6 are over 500. 1 is 500. So the majority of baseball is under 500. Tom, is that good?
That's what
They
we
gotta
talk
do
about
something,
we
right?
talk about every single week. I mean, baseball's not a competitive product that causes the interest to drop. I mean, we've said that time and time again, and I don't see that problem getting fixed anytime soon.
And they play too many games.
See,
Yeah.
what you're referencing also is what we talked about with the football, is that the football teams think that they can win every year, and you can't say that about half the half probably Major League Baseball, can you? You go in the
Especially
league,
smaller markets.
at least the bottom 10 go in the league knowing that.
Yeah.
Unless we just get hot, like Terry, you start off 20-5 or something like that on one of these small market teams that you can't overcome. Some of the other teams can't come back
Or you
from.
just really hit on some draft picks and got your farm system, and you got some guys playing for a little less money, but you're basically the farm system for the rest of the Indians and Royals are farm system for the Dodgers and the Yankees. It's kind of dumb.
Speaking of that, they brought this up the other day, and it had about the Yankees of who their competition has been. They've already played the Orioles 9 times. I mean, this early in the season, I've already played this one team 9 times. And it was talking about that their record is so good because they're playing bottom-tier teams and not playing the elite teams right now. So, I mean, to me, that's something that I'm going to watch, because when they do start playing some of like the Houstons and the teams that's at the top, will their record decline and somebody that's in second slowly climb up and catch them?
So,
like Tampa Bay or something.
What you're talking about there also, actually, I did hear them talking about in the Cardinals, one of their highlights the other day about that, Terry, is that they've got to their next bit of stretch are going to be against bottom feeders, and they've been playing all the good teams, and we got a winning record against the good teams so far. So hopefully, we're only 2 or 3 games behind Milwaukee, wherever it was. That they might have a chance. They beat them last night 42. They split. They play today at 2:15 for that. So if they can catch that game, and then after this, they've got some smooth sailing maybe if they get it. Oh goodness, Carlos Martinez. All right, wild card. Tampa and the Angels are tied in the wild card spot, 1 game ahead of the Blue Jays. White Sox 2.5, Rangers 3.5, Guardians at 5, and Royals, Terry, 9.5.
Hey, we're less than 10. until after today.
Forget about it. Just forget about it.
Oh, I know.
The
that.
Reds are 9.5 games out there, so if that makes you feel any better or worse. Padres and Cardinals are in the wild card right now, with the Giants a half a game behind the Cardinals. Diamondbacks 2.5 behind that. I don't know how they label or do that, but I guess.
It's bad to sit here.
3 teams aren't in the wild card, are they? Now they didn't have another one, did they?
I do not know.
Because they've got look at the standings the way they've got it. They've got San Francisco with the dash there.
Did one of your pitchers there get banned for 80 games, Kevin?
Not one of ours. Former.
Oh, former. Okay.
Well, he might still be he might still be in the system. I know he wasn't starting anymore.
Something was still in the system.
Yeah. It don't surprise me. He's a nut.
He's with San Francisco. Yeah, he was released, signed a minor league contract.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's been pitching for the Mud Hens.
Not doing well either.
Carlos
4.96 ERA. It said
he was one of those hot or not. Either you were about to get some nasty stuff, or he wasn't nowhere close. And it was one or the other with him. But when he was on, man, he was nasty. All right. Anyway, JP, you ready to go? Any other comments, Terry? Zach,
well, the only thing I always hate is when you get in here and you, as a Kansas City man, and you think that this year, if we win 70 games, it's a good year. 70 and 92.
And then that's what you cheer for, right?
Yeah.
Like,
great.
Here we go.
Good job. Last. Yeah.
All right. We'll be back in a few minutes. KTCBroadcasting.com.
Family owned and operated, proudly serving Shelby and the surrounding area with the finest in heating and cooling for your home or business. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, and right now they have an exclusive spring special on Carrier, Goodman, and Mitsubishi systems. Get exclusive Shelby Heating and Air discounts of up to $750. Yes, discounts on quality heating and cooling systems of up to $750. Online at shelbyheating.com, see their page at whatsupshopper.com, and like them on Facebook too. Located at 1990 Eves Road in Shelby.
North Carolina healthcare is more important than ever. And for healthcare business owners and managers, there's a crucial need for trained employees in our state. Apprenticeships are proven programs that help build talent pipelines for nurse assistants, pharmacy and lab technicians, medical coders, and more. Combining paid on-the-job training with classroom instruction, apprenticeships work for businesses of all sizes across a wide range of industries. Start an apprenticeship program right now at apprenticeshipnc.com.
Plumbing problems? Well, if you're not an expert plumber, then we invite you to call the Expert Plumbers. That's Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City. Just call 828-245-7302. Recommended since 1973. From faucets to sinks to toilets, from sewer and drains to well pumps, from dishwashers to disposals to bathroom remodeling, residential and commercial, new homes too. Don't let your plumbing problems drive you plumb crazy. Call Olmsted Plumbing in Forest City, 828-245-7302, or visit the website at olmstedplumbing.com.
Not one, but several big trucks have backed up and unloaded some great buys at Teddy's Emporium Outlet in East Ridge Mall, Gastonia. Just arrived all sizes of kitchen bowls with lids, also shower curtains in many different designs, new gift bags, and large birthday bags just $1.99. There are many different kitchen utensils. This and much, much more at Teddy's Emporium Outlet in East Ridge Mall on North New Oak Road in Gastonia. Like them on Facebook.
You'll be the envy of the neighborhood in your new Envy crossover from West End Sales in Vail. The Envy features 4 seats of comfort with keyless ignition, a 7-inch color touchscreen display, integrated turn signals, adjustable speed parameters, power steering, regenerative braking, and heavy-duty construction. See the new Envy at West End Sales, Highway 18 North in Vail. Online at westendsales.com.
You may have more money than you think. Just look around. If you're looking at an old refrigerator, old mower, or any kind of old metal, you're richer than you think. It's time to take it to Webb Metals Recycling, now with a new second location at 1655 Pinedale Road on Highway 150 east of Cherryville. They buy all types of scrap metal, from cars to refrigerators and more. They pay excellent prices for all materials purchased. Webb Metals Recycling, 1305 Philadelphia Church Road in Dallas, and now also at 1655 Pinedale Road off Highway 150 east of Cherryville, serving the area for over 56 years.
And we're back
Hold
on Saturday
hold-
Morning
hold
Sports
on
Talk
a
with
second.
Ken of the Gangs.
Hold on a second. JP.
Yeah.
JP.
What? What?
I heard all kinds of lightsabers in there. I hear jaw chomping. I hear you eating right now.
Yes, I was eating.
Lauren's down the hallway, in the only time that you guys are supposed to be working at this point between stops, she's gone and you're eating, and then you yell at us after we're back on air. Hey,
Last said.
She had a legitimate excuse. She was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
hey,
we
I can defend her on that. Now, me, I was eating. I was not on YouTube or anything, okay?
We heard.
My mom keeps saying, you know my text tone is lightsabers, okay? I told y'all this multiple times.
May want to consider changing that. And plus,
Wow.
Shelby Heating and Air sponsoring this broadcast. Call them 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com.
I'm so sorry, America.
That's okay. I'm sure that the vast majority of America is not listening,
Right.
so,
So
we're
sorry,
okay.
so sorry, America.
The overwhelming majority is probably not.
All right, so the lesson learned, JP, is during break time, you should be at full attention, right? Ready to rock, talking to your trainee, explaining what's going on, what we're doing.
Yes.
Right. So in the break, while we're talking for 10, 20 minutes about sports that you obviously, you got your trainer how to use her phone while we do that. I saw that we were watching. So we're doing a good job with that part. But the part about the commercials and stuff, we got to nail down a little bit better. Got it?
Okay.
Okay. I love you, JP.
He needs to teach her how that chair reclines.
That's great.
So he can take it. We got him on video taking a nap.
Yeah. No, she's in there shaking his hand.
Look,
right.
back in the day it happened. It has not happened in months, okay?
Video evidence.
All right, Terry.
Because you're a player.
Game 7.
Tired.
Tomorrow night. I think tomorrow night, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
it's Sunday night.
Game 7 tomorrow night. Heat and Celtics.
In Miami.
The most frustrating thing to me, or bothers me the most about the NBA, is how we can go from court to court and the team wins by 15 or 20. It blows my mind. Same teams, same game, same everything.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's effort, if it's Vegas. I don't know what it is. It's just the weirdest thing in the world to me. So anyway, Terry, why don't you break down where we're at and how we got to Game 7 here between the Celtics and the Miami Heat.
Well, in Game 5, Boston went down to Miami and took a game that I really thought they could not take, but won it pretty easily. End up pulling away by 20-some and then end up winning by 13 at the end. But when we went to Game 6, I sat there and I said, here's your opportunity. I always talk about opportunities every year, no matter who you are, whether you're in a game from inning to inning or game to game or whatever. But I knew when Boston come back, because we already went through that series of Milwaukee where we had to go to Milwaukee and Milwaukee couldn't close us out and we won, and then we come back and we finished it off. But now we got the opposite scenario. Boston had a chance last night to finish Miami off. And see, here's the problem I'm having. Tatum comes one night, then Brown comes the next night. So when we go back to Miami, Brown is probably, and we talk about Tatum being our elite player and Brown being second. I do not think so. I think it's the opposite way. Brown is the guy who is more 50% or better every game, no matter how many games you play, than Tatum. But we're going back to Miami tomorrow to try to finish Game 7. We got the best road record in the NBA on the road. So, can we? Yes, we can. Smart's got to show up. Horford's got to do a better job. And we got to keep letting people tell Butler he's good and go play. My whole deal. Because when he decides he wants to play, the game before we held him to 6 points.
There was 2 games
6
he was
points.
under double digits. 2 games in a row.
They had 47 last night.
Yeah, but then 47. That
somebody told him to play, Terry.
Yeah, I don't understand that. And this is a guy who can probably be an elite athlete, and I think this is what kills him from being considered as a LeBron James, Kevin Durant, etc., Curry, etc.
Consistency.
Yeah, because in one game he'll have 6, and then all of a sudden somebody says, "Hey, Butler, you got to come and play." Okay, I'll get 47. I mean, he did that in the last series. He did the same thing, and all of a sudden he showed up for 45.
That's who Philadelphia should have kept.
So yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I mean, but I don't understand the guy because he's totally different from everybody else. He's got his own. How would I put that?
Mindset.
Tom? Yeah, his own mindset and everything. But
it's a mental enigma.
Yeah, I just think Boston. I mean, now Hero will probably be back for Game 7 tomorrow, is what they're saying. So I don't know. I think we put ourselves in a tough situation to have to go to Miami and win Game 7. Can we do it? Yes, we can. But it's the biggest thing with us is I don't look at Tatum and I don't look at Brown in this game. My whole deal is going to have to come from Williams, Grant Williams, the other Williams, and Horford. Those are the guys who have to step up. The guys in the middle.
Last night, Smart was horrible from the 3-point line.
Yeah, and we keep shooting.
He was 1-9, 1 of 10. You know,
yeah. And at one time he was 2 out of 10 from the floor, and 1 out of
he
6.
can have a really good game. He just didn't play last night well, and they had a perfect opportunity with under 2 minutes to go. I believe it was Brown on the free throw line. He misses both, and then Jimmy Butler comes down and puts a dagger 3 on him. I believe it was Jimmy Butler to hit the 3. Oh no, it wasn't a 3. He got a shot and got fouled. It was a 3-point play, I believe it was. So that was a 5-point swing under 2 minutes, and it's hard to recover from that.
Got to close it out at home.
You do. You do. You had an opportunity.
How many times is it going back to free throws in the playoffs this year? You know?
It is. And you miss critical ones. And it's your elite athletes that are ones at the line missing.
Yeah.
You know, so.
And it's helping Golden State. They're in the clubhouse.
Yeah.
Sitting
they're
there
in the
waiting.
clubhouse.
Golden State's in the clubhouse.
4-1, they beat the Mavericks, which didn't surprise anybody, but you were talking, Luka doesn't have enough help down there.
He does not.
I mean, he can pop up 40. The crazy thing about him, he's only 23 years old. That's just hard to believe.
But now,
he cries like he's 13.
He does. He does the same thing. But as I look back, and I always think of Nowinski. Nowinski didn't have no help when he was there.
No, and he took down the big 3 Heat.
You know, but here we are again. Donnie, hey, Cuban, give me some people. And I don't think that's going to happen. I think down there you might be 1 or 2 because nobody knew who Brunson was until this year.
And he's played well.
Yeah.
And then they got Dimwittle. That's the guy I was trying to tell you about was Brunson. And then they got Dimwittle. I think it's Spitzer. Is that right?
Mm-hmm. Why wouldn't they go out and get him help, though? Why wouldn't they, Terry? He's got money. It's a pretty big market. They could do it.
They thought Porzingis was going to be his help, and Porzingis wasn't.
Where is he playing now?
I don't know if he's even got a team at this point.
Yeah.
Do you, and this is what I keep saying all the time, and I don't mean this in a bad way, like Michael Jordan, do you want your team to be better than you were? Cuban, I know you got a lot of money. Do you want to go spend the money that you've had a hard time earning and get some big-time athlete to come down there and help, Donnie, and then win? Will that be right? Do I want to go spend that money? Now, I can try to get by with this 10 to 12 million instead of spending 20 to 30 or more.
Why wouldn't he spend the money? He wants a championship. I don't.
Well, you look at Dirk. When Dirk had it, they got the Jet. Why can't I think of his name? I can see it's Jason Terry. I was thinking Kenny the Jet Smith, but Jason Terry. They got him down there, and he was a B- probably. Player. It was a lot of help for him, but they're gonna have to have somebody down there that he can. They could play and help him a little bit. I mean, they're not loaded by no means. Golden State had way more firepower. I don't think the Heat can match up really well with Golden State. I think Boston would be the better team to match up with Golden State. With talent. I don't think
Boston
I think
could
the Heat
match up with them with the guys they have underneath.
Yeah,
that would be the difference.
I think the Heat are similar to Dallas, that they don't have the firepower either. They got Jimmy Butler, Tyler Hero can play good, Lowry can play good.
Oladipo.
Bam, they got Bam.
Yeah, I mean they got guys.
It's just
You know, and I saw Oladipo playing for them. I remember he had a pretty nasty injury, but he about beat Cleveland one year by himself.
Was it Indiana?
Yeah,
was it Indiana?
Mm-hmm. You know, he's a really good player too. So, I think the Wizards got to be favored whoever they play. I mean, I think I'm kind of thinking like y'all. I think the Celtics would have a better chance.
The Wizards?
No, the Warriors. You know why Wizards is on the mind? I just looked it up. Porzingis plays for the Wizards.
I was thinking it was because of our estranged employee. Wasn't one of his favorite teams is the Washington Wizards?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Warriors, not Wizards. My fault, Terry.
But
you thinking of Hunter.
That's what
That's
was.
what it was.
I mean, the Warriors are getting back to seriously. Yeah. The Warriors have got to be favored. I would say it'd be 4-2 over Miami and 4-3 over Boston. Wouldn't you say, Terry? Probably the Vegas line.
I would say something like that.
I really think that I think a game 7, you know, what the Celtics would be. I think they would have some good ratings for that.
Yeah, I think they would.
I don't know how the Heat's, you know, looked at around the country, but
I'd like to see head to head between them and see how they've done, because I know Boston has one out there and won on their court.
You know, when the Heat came into the league, they came in the same year as the Hornets, if y'all remember. And I guess I was so young, I didn't know anything about markets and anything. You know, you're all excited. And you got your expansion team, and I didn't know that they was that big of a market because I was just so young, you know. And now I'm sitting here looking at it like, we stink. You know, they've been loaded for, you know, the last 20 years that they played. I mean, they've had some really good teams down in Miami, and we've stunk. That stinks.
When's the game 7? Tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, 8:30.
And then I wonder when the finals
starts Tuesday. Well, the second. When's the second?
Now, how do you determine? I can't remember who's the home field or the home team advantage on.
I guess
in
NBA
have
a better record.
Is that how they do it?
I would say
it ain't the crazy. You win the All-Star game. Well, they don't even have that. They got the I pick All-Star game. So.
Yeah,
they don't even have sides anymore. So
I would say the Warriors would be the higher seed, but.
And the crazy thing is, I think both of them were the two seed coming in because Phoenix was the one, and Milwaukee was the Heat was the one.
It seemed like those teams out west had more wins, though. I mean, I can't remember how many wins they'd have. I have to look it up, but I would assume better record would be home. Or do they don't rotate?
Golden State might actually have been the 3.
I hadn't thought about it in a while.
In the brackets. So, who you think? Terry on game 7.
Well, I mean, I'm a Boston fan. I'll be pulling for Boston. I just think it's going to be tough. I never thought that we'd get by Milwaukee, but then when Milwaukee blew their home game, I thought we had an opportunity then playing game 7 in Boston. You know, but now you're talking about the very opposite here. Us going down there for them to play game 7 at their home court, and I don't care what kind of record you got. Your players around you play better when you're playing at home.
Yep.
So
you going with?
I'm pulling for Boston, but I think Miami might pull this out.
I think it's going to be closer than game 5. I think Boston will pull it out down there, but I think it'll be like last game. How about you, Tom?
Yeah. I just have faith in Boston.
I do too.
To pull this out. The win totals for the year: Warriors 53, Boston 51. So I would assume that would be a Boston at the Warriors.
Yep, that's what it sounds like.
I mean, they would have the one game.
Closer than I thought. I thought Golden State would have more than 2 wins than Boston did. But Boston came on.
So we're talking about the NBA Finals not starting till Thursday. Ain't June 2nd on Thursday?
Well, the Heat had 53 wins.
And they're the number one.
And the Warrior, I guess you'd have to go to head.
Yeah, well, I guess you'd have to go to Miami because they're the number 1 seed.
I guess.
If Miami would win.
If Miami would win.
I mean, would you not?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is
because Golden State was not a number 1 seed.
No. I'm really surprised at the Heat. Well, I mean, you guys talked about that. You know, I thought they were under firepowered, but they've got
the first place team.
Firepowered, I'll say that.
The first place team from one division would face the second place team of the other. In the conference play, a division winner always held the home court advantage over a second place team, regardless of record.
So there you go.
So if Miami does, but then I believe Boston, were they the 2?
Boston was the 2. Was Golden State the 3?
They would have a home court.
Was Golden State the 3?
Yeah.
Who was the 2 in that?
Golden State was
Florida,
3.
Memphis.
So
Memphis
Memphis was 2,
Oh,
and Golden
yeah.
State was 3.
So regardless of who comes in, it's going to be an East
It's going
home.
to be it's going to be the
East home.
The way that I would interpret that, it would be
East will be home.
Yeah. So the Warriors would not have home court. That's interesting. The regardless of win loss. That's I guess that's how they're going to determine it. I did not know that.
Well, I guess it kind of similarly models the football. If you're a conference division,
Then,
if you were
it
Dallas
doesn't
coming in
matter.
at 8-8, over and then somebody's a second place team at 11-5 or whatever, then you'd have to go to Dallas regardless of the record. So that kind of makes a little bit of sense.
That definitely helps out the East. That would help your cause, not having to go out to. Well, they used to play in Oakland. Now they play in San Francisco.
Yeah.
So you wouldn't have to go out. And one less trip out there is always got to make them make that trip. That's definitely I wonder how that would play into things, Terry. If you were a betting man, what would that do to the lines there? Would that
Even it up. It might even it up.
It may. And that game 7 would now be in Boston, not in San Francisco. So
it might throw Boston over the top on
but Boston's got to get there first.
We got to get through games.
I just feel like they're the better team. I feel like they're the better team. I believe they're the most. You asked if there's anybody injured.
Yeah.
No, but yes, because Hero's coming back. Butler's missed a little bit in this series because of a bruise, I think it was.
Yeah.
I think Smart's missed a game in this series too.
They're playing a lot of basketball, man. They're playing a lot. You just get bumps and bruises. It's hard on you. You're playing a lot of basketball, man.
Especially defensive wise, and that's what Boston and Miami do. They great on defense, and you're going to go against a Golden State team who has multiple weapons.
You're basically going against a machine because if you watch their offense, which all NBA teams have a system, but theirs is that motion to try to get the best, not the best shooter, but the most open shooter, and they'll get that thing passed around. Run screens all
and
day
Thompson
long.
and Curry can pop from anywhere. And all they got to have is a second. Reminds me always when Larry Bird played. Larry Bird said, "All I need is 1 inch.
Yeah,
that's all I need."
And then
just
now they got
enough
Poole
to get it off.
They got Poole coming off the bench,
Yeah.
and man, he can light it up.
And then you got Wiggins.
Yeah.
Then you got the leader, Draymond. So
are we going there again?
Draymond made
we got to talk about this again, aren't we?
He was getting on Charles Barkley, and he's talking about how many championships he had. I'm sitting there going, well, you got the championships, but it wasn't because of you.
Who's that now?
Draymond.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I'm going to the championship again. I'll get another championship, Charles,
Yeah, well, I think Charles Barkley hit him over the head with the triple single. That was pretty good. Another triple single.
And we probably beat this in the ground and stuff like that. And we're old enough to remember Charles Barkley was awesome basketball. I mean, he really was.
Yeah.
And people poo-poo on him because if he had a championship, I think he would be looked at as better than Karl Malone. As they're always
It's hard to believe that he doesn't have a championship.
Yeah. He should have.
Yeah.
And I was actually watching something the other day where it was talking about him and how Chuck Daly. Remember when they played for the Dream Team? He come in. He said, "You're the second best player on this team." That's what he told him. And he said, "Who's the first?" And he pointed at Michael, which everybody knew that, But he said that got in my head. The next year he came out, he was with Phoenix, and he won the MVP, and he had like 26, 13, and 7. Right. It was crazy.
If I was Barkley, that's the first thing I'd tell Draymond Green. How many MVPs do you have?
Yeah, 26, 13. I mean, come on, man.
Good.
He was nasty. Undersized. And now Draymond's undersized too.
Imagine if he and they said he did not have was not exactly the hardest worker.
No.
Imagine if he would have really had a Michael Jordan type.
Moses Malone, he'll tell you Moses Malone helped him out for the most. He told me, he said, you fat, the first year. But he was on a really good Philadelphia team, a talented Philadelphia team. He said, you're fat, and he said that helped him out. And then it
Now we're talking about Moses Malone, remember?
Right.
Moses Malone was fat.
Yeah. And now he's telling Charles he's fat.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
But then Charles in his later career gets, with some of the older, with Houston. Yeah, I think he had Scotty when they didn't get along. Then he had Hakeem. And I just hate he just never got a championship.
Yeah. Well, there's some great players that we can sit here and we always talk about stuff. Dan Marino.
Yeah.
Never got one in the NFL.
Got there so quick.
Yeah.
and then just it went away that fast. If
It's
he could
hard
have
to
ever
believe
had
Dan
any help,
Marino has no Super Bowls, but
a lot of records that he held, until Breeze and all them and Brady and all them come along and took them.
In all of these sports, there's going to have to be a line drawn on record breaking because the style
the game changed.
It does.
Game change.
Well, you go back to the NFL early, it was running, defense, and running the ball. And now there's no running backs. You don't need one.
Number 1 overall pick was always a running back.
Yeah.
Or, it seemed like you always had some in the top
and now
5.
this past year, 17 wide receivers.
And you don't get run backs in the first round, or it's more and more rare to get a running back in the first
now you got to put asterisks beside records because we got an extra game in the NFL.
Yeah, that's true.
That's just, you got to do it. How do you gauge that? Somebody's going to break.
Well, when Dickerson broke his record and all for most rushing yards, everybody kept saying, well,
it was 14.
O.J. Simpson didn't have that many.
Yeah, it did in 14 games. And then they went to 16, now 17. I think before long it'll be 18. I think it'll be a couple of preseason games and then an 18-game season.
No.
But that's a lot. That's a lot of games, man.
It's a lot of wear and tear on a professional.
That's a lot of games.
Professional football body,
Expect them to be healthy for 17 games. That's just tough, man. That's tough.
Well,
all right.
How are we done with the NBA?
All right.
JP,
let's take us to a commercial break. We'll be back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk, brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air.
Family owned and operated, proudly serving Shelby and the surrounding area with the finest in heating and cooling for your home or business. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, and right now they have an exclusive spring special on Carrier, Goodman, and Mitsubishi systems. Get exclusive Shelby Heated and Air discounts of up to $750. Yes, discounts on quality heating and cooling systems of up to $750. Online at ShelbyHeating.com, see their page at WhatsUpShopper.com, and like them on Facebook too. Located at 1990 Eves Road in Shelby. If you've been thinking about selling your car, Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop in Kings Mountain can make it easy. They are now taking consignments. Let them do the work for you, getting you the best price possible. And don't forget about their service and body shop. And right now, Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop has employment opportunities for a light-duty diesel and auto service technician, offering skill-based competitive salary and benefits. Just apply at Oak Grove Auto Sales, Service, and Body Shop. 522 Oak Grove Road in Kings Mountain, open Tuesday through Friday, 7:30 to 6, closed 1 to 2 for lunch. Before you start your outdoor adventure, head to Cherryville's Napa Auto Parts Store. That's Cherryville Auto and Truck Supply. This month, Napa Motor Oil, 5 quarts for $16.99, or buy individually at $3.49 a quart. Peak Full Strength Antifreeze and Coolant, just $9.99 a gallon. And Peak Blue Death, just $15.99 for a 2.5-gallon size. Your car care headquarters is Cherryville Auto and Truck Supply, your Napa Auto Parts Store, located at 1313 Shelby Highway 150 West in Cherryville. It's a month-long blowout sale at Iconic Motors of Shelby. All month long, you'll get Iconic Memorial Month blowout pricing. Plus, come in now and get pre-approved in seconds. Cadillacs, BMWs, SUVs, and of course, trucks, and more trucks. No matter where you live, it's well worth the drive for an Iconic Memorial Month-long deal at Iconic Motors of Shelby. Online at iconicmotorcompanyofshelby.com. See the page at whatsupshopper.com. Like them on Facebook too.
It's time to come out and play at the newly renovated Lincoln Country Club. Since 1946, the Lincoln Country Club has been challenging golfers. Ask about special membership opportunities, enjoy the new swimming pool, and the restaurant just can't be beat. Practice your drive and know the driving range too. For your tee time, call 704-735-1382 for the Lincoln Country Club. 2052 Country Club Road in Lincoln and online at lincolncountryclub.net.
Palmer Crichton of North Lincoln High School is this month's McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What's Up Shopper Scholar Athlete of the Month. Palmer is a junior at North Lincoln High School and is the son of Nate and Dana Crichton. Palmer plays basketball and tennis and has a weighted 4.4 grade point average. His advanced courses include U.S. history and language. Palmer's a member of the Holy Spirit Catholic Church. His community activities include Love Denver, a Denver Nugget Camp counselor, a member of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes, and is a soup kitchen volunteer. After graduation, Palmer plans to attend a 4-year university medical school. The McDonald's KTC Broadcasting What'sUpShopper.com Scholar Athlete Award is to recognize a student athlete not only for accomplishments in athletics, but also for overall achievements in the classroom and for overall school and community citizenship.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. Tom, why don't you tell them about Shelby Heating and Air?
Sponsoring Saturday Morning Sports Talk, 704-487-7877. Check them out online, shelbyheating.com. And Kevin's back. Did you want to add to the NBA? No. We made our predictions.
I don't know what you said. So you can give me an update real quick. I had to run down the hall and short.
Well,
we just do some work.
We just assessed Boston's chances and what a potential.
We had two Boston picks and one Miami pick
for Miami and Boston.
Yep.
Where's it at? Miami.
Yes.
Then Miami. And everybody seems to be healthy. I don't think anybody's going to miss the game.
I always like picking the best wings, and Boston has them. They're going to give anybody a little trouble, but who knows? I don't even want either one of these teams to win.
One of them has to win.
Jimmy Butler's inconsistent, but he has to get 40. Boston got 2 wings. That's why I said I always like the wing. 2 wings that get 25. One of them's going to get 25. Will Jimmy Butler get his 25 or 30? You don't know. The Heat do got decent players at every position. Kyle Lowry's
even
not
the bench
bad. The bench is not bad. Jimmy's good. Bam's decent.
Oladipo
is. He averaged like 27 one year, didn't he?
That's what we saw about with when he played for Indiana. He about single-handedly beat who was it?
He about beat Cleveland.
I mean,
well, they Cleveland also had LeBron's kryptonite was a big 7-footer in the middle that contends the shots when he comes barreling through. Roy Hibbert used to give LeBron fits.
That is true. I forgot about that.
Yeah, I mean, you got to remember. And then Paul George could guard him. So, they had some pretty decent teams then. It didn't matter, I guess. But
yeah, when I saw him playing, I was like, Oladipo.
Yeah, he comes in.
I know he had
he's late on the bench sometimes.
He had a pretty bad injury.
Right.
He had one. I think it took him like a year and a half to come back from.
Right. Averaged 23. I said 27. He averaged 23 1 year. 20 and 21 the 2 years before he got hurt in Indiana and Houston.
No, he's definitely a good pickup for them. So I mean, I think it'll be interesting. I think Boston's got a little bit more. That's why
it's almost a coin flip. Like you say, who went Heat? Zach?
I went Celtics. Terry. He's hard at the Celtics, but he wouldn't really commit.
Oh my God!
And then Tom was Celtics.
That way, either way he wins. Either his prediction is right or his team
is. Just
so he takes the easy way out because that's the way he is. He's a coward.
Did anybody in this room have
the Heat? No.
The Heat at any point?
I took the Heat.
Did you have them in the finals?
No, I had Milwaukee.
No, that's right.
I think I had Milwaukee.
I had Milwaukee, yeah.
I did.
Okay.
Of course, I had the Suns in the finals. I had Philadelphia.
Honestly, if I had to pick, I'd flip a coin on this one. This is one of the most even, I don't know, type things.
But whoever wins this gets smoked by Golden State.
Yes.
I think Boston
if
has
it's
a better chance
Boston,
against
it
Golden
does.
State.
If it's Boston, it might go 6.
Go 7.
It's not. Y'all are not beating them.
Kevin, we got to sell hot dogs. Let's go on 7. Got to sell hot dogs. As you say, we have to sell hot dogs.
Steph's a little bit different for Marcus Smart. I'll say that. It will be an interesting to see who the dirtiest player is between Smart and Draymond.
I was really it didn't ring a bell to me until they said that Steph was he did something to be one of the first guys to do this at over 34 years old. I didn't think he was that old. But I mean, you think about it, he has been in the league that long, and he went 4 years to college, I believe, 3-4 years of college. So that does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, he's been around a long
Tatum, time. I don't know if you saw this. Tatum is the second youngest player to get to 1,500 points in the playoffs behind Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. So one of the kids on my team, his grandpa is a Celtics fan, Terry, and he showed up the other night in a full-on Celtics warm-up suit. And a Celtics hat, just green as you spot him from a mile away, and I was chatting him up. And what's funny is, so he's a Tar Heels fan. Because I asked him, I said, "Well, who's your favorite Celtic?" And he just shook his head. Pretty early fella, but pretty nice. So he's not, just talking back and forth with me too much. So he didn't talk too much. But he when I asked him who his favorite player was, now he just shook his head at me, and he didn't want to answer me. and his son's sitting there and goes, "Answer him, Pop, answer him." I said, "Who's the best player on the Celtics?" And he just shook his head. I said, "Why won't he answer?" He goes, "He ain't gonna answer you because he's a Tar Heels fan and he don't want to say number 0 is the best player on that team." And as diehard as this man is, sitting in a Celtics warm-up jersey, he's Tar Heel blue and blue, Terry, and he will not say that Jason Tatum's the best player on that team.
Well, that's one of the reasons.
Well, we just got through talking about that a minute ago, and I know you probably didn't listen to us.
I couldn't.
But I told Tom and I told Zach, to me, the best player on Boston's team is Brown. He's consistently shoots over 50%. He does have a bad game every now and then, but if you go back and look at the diagram of the two, Tatum shoots worse from the floor than Brown does. I would rather have the ball in Brown's hands. I mean, I
Except
think
for last night when he missed the 2 free throws.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's going to happen every now and then.
It's been the playoffs this year.
But
elite players poo-poo free throws.
So
in critical times.
So Luka Doncic at 23 has been named first team NBA 3 times.
It's pretty good.
23
That's what I was telling them. I was really
23.
surprised he was 23 when they said that the other day. And I guess when he came out, 18. Did he come over here at 18? Maybe?
19.
Yeah.
19, 20. That's 4 years. 19, 20, 21, 22.
But he's going to be memorized like this, though. When your team and the game was on the line, did you show up? And he did not.
Terry, he's 23.
He's 23-year-old and didn't show up.
Terry!
I'm sorry. He didn't show up.
You're right, Terry.
You're the leader.
Zach, at 23, if we stopped talking about Michael Jordan, where would we be at?
Then he went 3 years.
He
He would have lost his.
That was Michael's rookie year, Tom.
No, here's your deal with it. Here's your deal with
Second
it.
year.
This is your deal with
Oh,
it.
God, here we go.
Yeah. If Donnie understands and comes back and says, you know what, I have to improve on myself, make myself better, then he's a Michael Jordan. I understand, because that's what Michael did. Michael said, okay, this is happening to me, and I have to get better. So he did, and that's what he has to do.
Okay, Coach, where and what should Luka Doncic get better at? This year he averaged 28, 9, and 8. Took his team to the Western Conference Finals.
And when the game was on the line, he could do nothing.
Name me 3 other Dallas Mavericks, Terry.
Well, I know. That's why I agree. I agree with you 100% there.
But see, the difference between me and you is I'm saying this is Iverson with no help at age 23, and you're like, his career's over.
But now this is when he has to be the Michael Jordan.
With no teammates.
He has to be like Michael Jordan.
He's got the Cocaine Express over here right now.
Hey,
Terry.
I need Rodman. When everybody else was like, why would we want to go get him?
I was just saying Luka's teammates are like the Cocaine Express right now. You can't name anybody on this team. Can you name 3 Mavericks?
I can name Brunson.
Yeah. And Dinwiddie.
Dinwiddie, and that's it.
Dinwiddie and Dinwiddie. Which one is it?
One of them's wrong.
He comes off the bench, I can tell you that. But he does pop. He's their dead left shrimp.
Luka, to me, if I swear this kid, if I had to pinpoint it, at age 10, someone gave him video of Jordan in the late 90s. And every move, everything he does, he takes it straight. He's so slow, so deliberate about it, but his footwork is so ridiculous they can't do nothing about it. And it's
size too.
It's so fun
He's
to watch.
big.
Is just
he is like in slow motion.
Right. Go to it. If y'all remember, they used to joke about Jordan in the late 90s. They called him Floor Jordan instead of Air Jordan. Did y'all remember that? Mm-hmm. They used to say Floor Jordan because he went to the turnaround. He sat there and watched Hakeem do it for 2 years. Then he went to it, extended his career, won more championships. And Luka does that at 23. He has nowhere close to Jordan's athletic ability. But that tells you, to me, Terry, he's averaging 28, 9, 8, and 7. He has all the post moves. He can dribble. He can shoot. There's nothing he can't do right now at 23. It's not like he's going to jump high or anything. So he's what he is right now. To me, he's at his peak now to the next 10 years. This is what you're going to see. Unless he gets hurt, blows a knee out, and he just can't do anything, you're seeing this is it. I mean, you're seeing 28, 9, and 8, or 28, 9, and 8, yes, for the next 7, 8 years, something like that. Because he's got the game figured out. Now, whether does he have teammates to help and stuff?
That's where the problem is.
Dallas has got to figure that out. I don't know why they've never been.
And when he becomes over 30, he's going to be so slow. He's going to be really slow.
Right. That's why they got to get it done in his 20s. Obviously, yeah. I mean, but he needs teammates. bad. Just think if he had Klay Thompson on his team, he could kick too. Besides Brunson and Dim y'all want to call him?
Dimwitty.
It's the one thing this show always has.
That's the West
expertise.
That's right.
Expertise.
That's the West thing.
I called the Warriors the Wizards, and it was just like
We figured out why, though. It's because it's a strange employee's favorite team, wasn't it?
Yes, it is Hunter's favorite team.
So we had the milk carton.
Yeah.
All right, so I'll give you, Terry, I'm going to give you a little credit. In Jordan's third year, at age 23, he averaged 37 points a game, his best in his career.
It's pitiful.
And
average.
They got beat by the Celtics in the first round, and the Celtics went on to win the championship.
Should have known when he played Celtics.
But again, Terry, remember, Tom, everything he just said about Luka, who's in the Western Conference Finals at this age. What if we'd have said that? What if he had said that about Jordan that year? He's got to learn how to win at 37. He ain't never going to get it done.
Well, I
Then
mean, I
6
know he cannot
championships
do it
later.
by himself.
No.
I mean, I just think though he needs to be a Michael Jordan, where you know, well, hey, Cuban, this is the guy I need. This is the guy I need. And you know, and of all the people, that's what people never did understand unless you watch the Jordan stuff. Is he wanted Rodman, of all people. I mean, you know, that's who I want.
It's what's coming out lately.
All right,
You know.
So that's funny you brought that up. Last night I watched, and this is what I do for while y'all were watching Heat and Celtics. I was watching the 98 Eastern Conference Finals, Indiana Pacers against the Bulls. Game 7 is what I watched. Rodman didn't start. Kukoc started. They interviewed Phil Jackson for the game, and Jackson said, because they talk about Dale Davis, they wanted to cut off points in the paint, but they wanted to start for Kukoc's offense. And what's interesting about the Bulls that I noticed is that they ran the triangle, okay? But depending on who was in the game, they ran it differently. So if you had, like, say, for Luke Longley in the game, he would come up to the high post, Terry, and sit there on the elbows and run. They would run picks to him where he could turn and pop the jumper. If Kukoc was in there, they would let Kukoc handle the ball and he was the playmaker because they wanted him while he was on the court to do something. There's no point in him being out there just playing defense. So when he was running the ball. And then when Steve Kerr's out there, Steve would pass it to Mike. Steve knew what he had to do. He would pass it to Michael and run around and get out of the way and then go try to find somewhere else. But he did make a nasty 3 in that game in full court motion. But it was interesting watching the game. Rodman didn't start. In that game, guys, Indiana was up 20-5. Game 7, Bulls won. They brought Rodman in. He come in. He didn't actually do anything, but immediately the Pacers had 2 turnovers, and Rodman wasn't ever near him. Of course, the crowd starts going crazy and everything. Jordan gets an assist. Pippen gets a big dunk. But it was just just watching how they changed their offense, because I went from one video of them, Zach talking about how many he would score in today's game, and it was player after player after player saying 45-50, 45-50, 45-50, all of them. You know, Shannon tried to say LeBron's the GOAT, but 4 or 5 of the interviews was him. He's trying to get other people not to say it, and he started interviewing Mark Jackson and Isaiah, and they're all like, oh, he's getting 45-50. All of them. And so that's why I got into that game, and I'm sitting there watching the offense. Jordan, like, first quarter had 5. I think it was 20. He had 5 in the first quarter, and he didn't even shoot much at all, and they're still down. And then they come back and won. But it's just interesting seeing the different style. We talk about that all the time, but they don't shoot threes. And one of the points that we've made on here, guys, is that he averaged 37 that year at 23, and he shot less than 1 3-pointer a game. So one year he averaged 40-something% from 3, 42% from 3. Let's say he averaged 30%, and he shot 7 or 10 like they do that now. So there's 3 or 4 or 5 points a game right there just off that. And then you got guys, Terry, that were talking about how with the spacing and there's no 7-footer in the lane to try to block a shot, how you going to keep him from getting to the free throw line every play?
Oh, yeah. And my whole deal, and I got to give, I mean, coaching means a lot in the NBA because you take the triangle, they run it in Chicago, they go to L.A., he brings the same thing there, and they run the same thing and win championships.
11 championships.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, and people say that it didn't work. If you watch it in motion, you're like, I want to be able to defend that. But you can't.
And then when you got the players that they could insert that they had with Kobe and Michael, you know, that's just.
Well, what made it so the triangle was set for, like, you know, we talk about the Tar Heel offense, set for a fast break offense to get the big men into the lane. The triangle's set for get the ball in the post and move it from there, right?
Yep.
But the difference for Chicago is they let Michael win the post, right? That's the difference. Who was in the post in L.A.? Kobe won 5 championships. Shaq didn't win 5 championships in L.A. He won 3. Kobe won 5 in L.A. running it out of the post. Luka Doncic sitting down there in that post, running the footwork, the passing, the shooting, would just destroy people in that offense, like I said. And then if you got spot up 3-pointers like they didn't have them but one, if you run the triangle extended or something like that, I don't know. People poo-poo it, and I don't get it. I just don't get it.
So they had spot up threes, but they had Paxson and Kerr, and he used them. If you remember, Jordan was smart enough to use them when when the game was online. He wasn't scared to throw it to those guys.
It's easy to. Okay, if you're Jordan top of the key, Kerr's in the corner, you just dribble towards Kerr's man. They're going to double team Michael. Mm-hmm. And then Kerr's wide open. It's not. But anyway, I was just making the point. You're talking about Rodman, that they wanted him. He didn't start. He came in, played defense, and figured out. Then basically, Jackson at that point, you got to remember, he was like 39 at that. He was old. At that point, they would start off their offense, try to get some points, and then readjust after that, I believe. Tried to run. They like to run. Ron Harper got some fast break points, and everybody forgets he scored like 20-some points a game before he got to Chicago.
And then the biggest thing that everybody forgets is,
you remember him, Tom, playing for the Clippers?
How many elite defenders that team had?
Oh, everybody top.
Ron Harper, Jordan, Pippen,
Armstrong.
Rodman.
I have seen a video of Luke Longley blocking Shaq. But there's like 12 other videos of Shaq dunking on his head. But there is a block somewhere in there from Luke. All right, Terry, good luck for you Celtics tomorrow night. I hope everything goes well. I guess for you, make you happy. I don't care either way. I don't like either one of these teams. You're not going to send me pull for Pat Riley.
Tom just says I was a coward. I wouldn't pick somebody. I did pick somebody. I picked Miami.
So you can celebrate either way. That's why.
I told y'all.
You're going to have it both ways. Well, I told y'all Boston might win. That's what Hunter used to do all the time. All the time.
Well, Hunter's not here
I'm
now,
picking
and
Georgia, but Alabama might win. It's like next week, well, Alabama won. Well, I told you Alabama might win. It's like you can't pick both teams. You can't pick both teams, but that's...
All right, well, we've got, speaking of our estranged employee, we've got new tweets for Tom this week. This is what I had Lauren help me out with down the hall.
Oh, God.
So... We've renamed him Yunter Hansey.
Yes.
So Yunter Hansey reads tweets by Yancey Hunter. So Zach, if you'll hit the computer button, see if I can make sure. Right over here. I know the folks home. That's probably louder for the folks home. All right. So turn the computer up a little bit, Zach. I know the volume on this is kind of low. I didn't have it all jacked up. So Tom, this is this week's tweets. Now, JP, you got to pay attention now. Because this week we have a tweet for you, I think. I don't even know if are you into anime? Okay. So Lauren is, Mason is, Hunter is, some of these kids are. She knows what's going on in this one tweet. I was wondering if you did. I said it's for you. I guessed. Maybe I was wrong. But anyway, you may know, you may not. But I don't know how to pronounce any of these names in these anime stuff. So it was bad. All right. So this is Hunter tweeting. This is Yancey Hunter reading Yunter Hansey reading Yancey Hunter's tweets this week. All right, you ready? And here we go. I don't know if any of y'all have heard the Adele The Weeknd mashup of The Hills and Set Fire to the Rain, but it slaps. Anime right here. This is the anime for you, JP. Until you get back to the story of him and Shippuden, he really was nothing but a mere handyman for Oichiro Momo. I don't know how to say that. Throughout the story, and never strong enough to pose a threat. So he kind of just a character that wasn't very deep, which made him uninteresting compared to others. I don't know. Quote tweeting whatever this is guy below me, because I know you guys don't know what this stuff is. He's supposed to be moving his hand. The animation messed up on that. Work. Where team chats turn into memes everywhere. And that's our... that's your enlightenment of the weekend, Tom. So,
have you seen this man?
You pronounced the character's name wrong. The
two things, Lauren. One, I don't care.
I I do.
Yeah. Well, you will care.
I
but
care.
Kevin, he didn't care about much.
And two, I probably knew that already, but yeah, go ahead. If you were more than free to correct me, let me get the camera.
Yeah, you're more than free to correct him. It just doesn't matter because it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Just,
so go ahead. What are the names? So for any of the anime fans at home that end up watching this and hating me for that,
you said the name in the tweet wrong.
Okay.
It's Orochimaru.
Okay.
And the guy in the picture is Kabuto, possessed by Orochimaru.
Terry, did you get all that?
I could care less.
What channel does anime come on?
It comes on Cartoon Network at late at night.
Cartoon Network.
Late at night.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it like a Japanese cartoon?
Yes. Okay. That's basically what anime is.
When they speak, is it with them or behind them?
With them.
Okay. I just want to make sure.
So is it like in Japanese and translated?
I just want to make sure it wasn't from Godzilla.
You're asking, is it like a Godzilla movie? Is that what you're asking?
Yeah.
They do not know how.
Okay, so there are two versions. There's the subbed, is basically Japanese, but they have the translation in English subtitles. And
I'm gonna tell you what, you and JP gonna be good in there.
Yeah.
And then they have
on the same page.
And they have the dubbed version, which is basically the English version of it.
Okay.
And it's where the voice actors and the producers have to go in and make sure what that voice actor says matches up with the lip flaps of the character in the anime.
Basically what we're doing here in the studios.
Pretty much, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. All right, well welcome.
I see why this stuff comes on late at night in Japan, I guess. I see why the Japanese birth rate's kind of low these days.
I don't know
that
how
may be a
theory.
theory.
The bottom of the barrel
right at this point, but anyway, JP.
They watch anime and go to sleep.
We'll be back in a few minutes. We still got NASCAR, NFL, and more on KTCBroadcasting.com.
Family owned and operated, proudly serving Shelby and the surrounding area with the finest in heating and cooling for your home or business. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, and right now they have an exclusive spring special on Carrier, Goodman, and Mitsubishi systems. Get exclusive Shelby Heated and Air discounts of up to $750. Yes, discounts on quality heating and cooling systems of up to $750. Online at shelbyheating.com, see their page at whatsupshopper.com, and like them on Facebook too. Located at 1990 Eves Road in Shelby. Here are a few words that describe Creason Roofing of Cherryville. Professional, fast, affordable, and local. So why call anyone else? Creason Roofing is in its third generation with Stephen and Stephanie. They are local, and to prove they mean business, they will beat any reputable competitor's bid by $500, or they will pay you $100. Call for details at 704-400-8805, and you get a lifetime labor warranty. Cherryville's only roofing company is Creason Roofing. Again, call 704-400-8805, online at creasonroofing.com. Like them on Facebook too. The big trucks keep on rolling in at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center in Shelby. Truckloads of scratch and dented appliances with warranties. Right now you'll find a good selection of upright and chest type freezers, plus refrigerators too. And don't forget about the great pricing on mattresses at Hendrick Appliance and Mattress Center. 1241 East Dixon Boulevard in Shelby. Online at hendrickappliance.com. Truck on in today. On the right going down, on the left coming up. The new 2022 Volkswagen Atlas with 4Motion is waiting for you at Classic Volkswagen in Gastonia. Buy now and get a big $1,000 discount, excluding the R-Line package. Classic Volkswagen has $1,000 off the Volkswagen Jetta and the Volkswagen Teos. Plus, ask about low 1.9% APR financing for 60 months. Come in for all the details. You can even buy online. Just go to ClassicVWGastonia.com. See the page at whatsupshopper.com and like them on Facebook too. Crank it after you visit Eddie's Auto Parts in Lincoln. Eddie's Auto Parts is your local interstate battery dealer. From lawnmower batteries to power sports to batteries for big commercial equipment. Get yours today from Eddie's Auto Parts. So crank it with a new interstate battery from Eddie's Auto Parts, your locally owned CarQuest dealer. Located at 2514 East Main Street in Lincoln.
When you want some help from a fellow car lover, it's all in one place, as you'll discover. Roll in to CarQuest and roll on.
The tradition continues. That is taking Dad out on Father's Day to the Captain's Cap Family Seafood Restaurant on Linwood Road in Gastonia. And the Captain's Cap has a great Father's Day special. Steak and shrimp with your choice of potato, hush puppies, and salad, all for $16.95. Find out why they were voted Best of Gaston's top seafood restaurant. Bring Dad out on his special day to the Captain's Cap Family Seafood Restaurant, 3140 Linwood Road in Gastonia, online at thecaptainscap.com. Like them on Facebook too. And now the Captain's Cap has employment opportunities.
And we're back on Saturday Morning Sports Talk with Kevin and the gang. They're looking at shoes.
We're looking at ugly shoes.
Yeah, I know.
I would not have any of those.
Why in the
first
world would
three.
you buy shoes that are $120?
I'll take the $66 shoes.
JP, I see you do not buy shoes often, do you?
No, I buy shoes when I need shoes.
There's different types of people.
Well, no, I don't understand why you pay $128 for shoes. Shoes that look like
Some
they
people
were
pay more than
stepped
that,
out of Star
JP.
Wars or something. I mean, it's
Some
kinda-
people pay in the thousands.
You ever heard of Air Jordan?
No. Well, I know of it, but I mean, I don't know what it is, more or less.
Just don't worry about it, JP. It's okay.
Their shoes.
Yeah.
Oh,
Just don't
okay.
worry about it. Maybe you could YouTube it later.
Let's see. What if?
Well, I mean, I
Why
know
don't we
what
put
on
Air Jordans on Luke?
What if our
Skywalker?
founding fathers decided, Tom? You know what? Those folks in Rome, that Jesus fella, those things that happened in the past. Who cares? Let's just all tweet and twerk.
Tweet and twerk?
Nothing before you were alive matters to anyone. It's the most. Anyone under 30. Nothing that happened before they were born matters to them. If nothing that happened in the history happened, apparently the world just came up and they were here.
Let's have dueling tweets. We can have JP on one side and we can have Hunter on the other. They can do dueling tweets.
Yeah, give us some lightsabers and just have us fail them.
Before we forget.
There's 28-year-olds who don't know who Ace Ventura is and Michael Jordan are.
Who's Ace Ventura?
Don't worry
See
about
what
it.
I mean?
While we still have,
I'm 30, but I don't know. Still don't know who Ace Ventura is.
Japanese cartoon character's name, Tom.
Yeah, I know.
But I can't tell who.
Tom, how did we pronounce Shelby Heat in Air?
I do know that. Shelby Heating and Air, 704-487-7877. Please don't drop us, please. We promise we'll do better. ShelbyHeating.com. We can actually talk about sports now.
I hate these kids.
That will be nice. What are we talking about? Racing or football? Racing. 600 this weekend.
Yes, there's not really any football this weekend.
That's something worthy of talking about.
When's the last time any of y'all have been to the 600?
The last time I went, Mark Martin won in like 90 something.
Yeah, it seemed like I went around 2000. I can tell you when because I remember. I think my buddy's sister was in 11th grade, and we all went. His daddy, him. There was about 4 or 5 of us that went. Somehow he got tickets. So I was in 11th grade in 91. She's 10 years. So it was 2001 is the last time I went. It's been a long time since I've been to the 600. But it was fun. We had a good time.
You know, I know it's a long race. Terry, does that not actually like deter fans from going to it? It's how long it is.
Some.
Do you not think you'd have more fans if it was a 400?
Yeah, they
now,
would be
now
more.
with it the only because it used to be the caveat used to be, yeah, we'll go to 600, but the All-Star race is really short.
Yeah.
And then the one in the fall is the same race but shorter.
Yeah.
So we're still seeing the same racing but longer or shorter, different versions of it for the most part. But now you've got a Roval. The All-Star's not here. So the only thing you've got this 600-mile race sitting here. So if you're sitting here, Terry, as a fan, you got a choice between a 600-mile race and a Roval that you might not be a fan of. So what do you do? You know, do you think they might lose some fans going to one or both, if not both, because it's not really a regular race.
I don't think you lose fans. I think you might gain more fans because some of them who's never been to one don't realize how much of a time it takes.
Well, that's another. Well, that's what I'm saying though. If I bring two things, if I tell someone who's never been before, you're like, well, how long is it going to be? Well, 6 to midnight. Are they going to say yes? They want to come. If they do say yes, are they going to say, yes, I'll come back next year? That's the key, and that's the point. The casual fans, not like, the regular guys are going to come if they got tickets, the fan fans. But I'm talking about the girlfriends, the cousins, hey, Tom, bring the kids and family. This isn't the race, Terry, that you go, hey, I've got 8 tickets. Let's all go to it and spend
It's
7,
one of
10
them
hours
races
at a racetrack,
that,
especially if it rains. Then you're in big trouble.
Yeah, one of them races that you get there an hour before. You go around all your little vendors. Then you go watch the start of the race. Then you say, okay, now let's tailgate. You got plenty of time.
You can't leave and come back.
Well, I'm just
Not
saying,
anymore. I don't
you
know if
out
you
you
used
out
to.
in the field.
Oh,
You out in the field and you own your own little camper
Well, I was
and your
gonna
own
say, yeah.
high rise little base on top of it. So you go, it's like, let's go, do our tailgating. So you go do that, then you come back and you can watch the middle, see who's up front. Then you have your post game tailgating. Then you come back and watch the end.
I get it.
Yeah,
I'm just saying.
it can last a while.
Yeah. I mean, right. So I don't know. If
4
they
or
should
5 hours, right?
Yeah, every bit
Would
of
you
it.
have a trouble turning it into the 500? I know they want it to be the longest race in the world or whatever it is, but
I don't think that ever changed.
you don't think
No.
so? What if Coca-Cola pulls out as a sponsor? What if people finally start getting woke and saying, "Hey, this is bad for us"?
I don't think Coca-Cola ever do that on how much money they're making off of it.
Okay. We're looking at some supposedly patriotic paint schemes for the weekend. Nothing in the 1-2 car. The 3 car, the Bass Pro Shops will have a red and blue featured car. For the folks listening on the radio, I know you can't see, obviously, but we do the show live on YouTube, so you can watch the show Saturdays live on YouTube and watch the replays. The 4 car.
Is it still weird to me that the 3's not the good wrench? Still weird. Years later. Yeah, still weird.
I just have a hard time watching the 3.
Yeah.
Kyle Larson is in the 5, is in red, white, and blue, the 6, the 7, the 8. How are you going to be able to tell who your driver
I
is,
was
Zach? 9,
thinking that.
10.
I mean, I understand,
Hey, Denny
but
Hamlin's
man,
he's going to be in his regular colors.
especially if you're in the stands.
Right.
Let's, to be honest about it, you're in the stands.
The 12 car being mostly all yellow and lime green. 14's red, white, and blue. The Hunt brothers got green in there, so they'll stand out a little bit in the 15 car. The 16 car is sponsored by the Charlotte Knights baseball team, so they'll be the black and white and gold there. That's Noah Gregson. Fifth Third Bank with Chris Bush are blue and green, so not red, white, and blue for them. Kyle Busch is in a red, white, and blue outfit with the red M&M and a top hat. Terry, so you'll be able to not.
He
be able
doesn't
to
have
pick him
the.
out.
He didn't put the M&M with the eyelashes on it. They took that down.
Yeah.
It's inappropriate.
Yes. Because the eyelashes.
His eyelashes are, it's bad.
Yeah, I have
There's another black.
I was getting ready to say, are there 2 Bass Pro cars?
Sure.
Yeah, they're painted the exact same thing. Yahoo's going to stand out in the purple 20 car.
Yahoo's still a thing, huh?
Apparently, Christopher Bell. Harrison Burton in the regular Wood Brothers. The 22's the same. McDonald's, red, yellow, and white in the Bubba Wallace. William Byron's got a patriotic theme. Michael McDowell's got a camouflage green theme for eight auctions. Boot Barn's got a green and black in the 38 car with the American flags. I don't know what that was supposed to be. Terry, you want to read the sponsor for that one?
Chicken.
The 41 car.
Chicken.
What chicken cock whiskey?
There you go, Tom. I'll let you be the one.
Chicken cock. That's a thing. I'm not making that up. Don't tell the FCC. I'm just saying. I know there's certain words you can't, but it's on the side of the car, and it's going to be on a public television broadcast. So I would assume that is my boy. Cole Trickle. That's Cole Trickle. Cole Trickle. Cole Custer.
You can find a lot of people in that.
Cole Custer. Cole Custer and the chicken cock whiskey. That's awesome. That is awesome.
Say that again, Tom, because we gotta isolate that sound.
What?
Cole Custer and the what? Say that out the whole.
Cole
sentence.
Custer and chicken cock whiskey.
The 42 is the Black Rifle Coffee Company. 43 is green and blue. Right, they don't even look like a 40.
I guess it'd be inappropriate to say he's going to do some hard driving.
Yes, Tom. We're going to skip this part.
That would be inappropriate.
Kurt Busch, after winning the Jordan brand, will be back in Monster this week, so don't look for the win. Reese's Cups for Ricky Stenhouse. The 48's got the purple Ally, but the rest of it's red, white, and blue. 77, yellow and blue, and the 99 in all kinds of colors. Terry, it's hard to pick a favorite in a 600-mile race.
I know my
you can have a
favorite
guy,
is
you can have a
the
guy
car
41.
Car was.
I'm just saying, like,
Yeah.
you can have a guy lead for 400 miles and then just something bad go wrong,
Or
especially in these cars.
Yeah, you could, but you could also have a guy lead for like Martin Truex did, all but maybe 3 laps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. This race.
But I mean,
Charlotte,
with the
guy
new
gets out in
car,
front-
car could change.
Because they spread out at Charlotte, right?
Yep.
And then you've got 600 miles. So most of the guys are just riding the first 400 miles.
They do.
And so the guy will get out front. He'll just hang out front for that. That's why I'm saying there's just a lot of things about the 600.
You still get points for laps led, right? You get. You
No.
get. You
I
have
don't
to be
think
the
I
most.
think they took that away.
They
now.
did?
It's all
Yeah.
finishing.
Well, that's stupid.
It's all finishing points.
sure
all,
did.
Because it used to be if you led a lap, you got,
You got so many points.
If
I
you
think they
led the
took all
most
that away.
laps,
I think they did.
Did they take it all?
Yep.
You led the most laps or something.
You got
points.
extra points, but I think they took all that away.
Not 100% sure, but well, either way.
I'm just surprised Yahoo has enough money to sponsor a car. It's like, wow, Yahoo.
Well, the Charlotte Knights do, so hopefully Yahoo being worldwide
I
might.
like the Knights car.
I did too.
Everybody who's gone to a Knights game it's been a positive experience. I haven't had anybody come back and say, "Oh, it was terrible." It must be a good little place to go watch.
I've been down there a couple of times. I love it because and this is what I like about it for all the people out there. I parked right across, paid $5, made 3 or 4 or 5 steps across the little lane there, the little road, walked right in. That's what I liked about it. Instead of parking 2 blocks or 5 blocks or 10 blocks down.
It's not bad to get.
walk
It's
there.
not bad to get into the Spectrum Center either. It's really convenient downtown. Now the Panthers game seems to be a little trickier finding.
Yeah, the
parking,
Panthers
yeah.
games. That's what I'm talking about.
You can't. Sometimes you can. Sometimes you can't.
You
But
have to
Spectrum,
park across
70,000 people.
yeah, it's gonna be a little trickier, but those venues are pretty convenient.
So I've got some news and notes here for this weekend's race, the longest race of the year, obviously. 6 p.m. Is the TV time. We're going PRN. The radio goes on at 5.
Yeah, 5.
So starting spots, practice and qualifying for Sunday's race begin with a 20-minute practice session for drivers in Group A before Group B hits the track session. Qualifying will follow soon after, with each group running single-car, single-lap efforts and time trials. The fastest 5 cars from each group will advance to the second round of qualifying, where those 10 teams will vie for the Busch Light Pole Award to lead the field to the green flag on Sunday. You understand any of that, Terry?
Okay, go ahead.
In April of 1959, 2 months before the inaugural Daytona 500, Bruton Smith Curtis Turner partnered to announce plans to build the Charlotte Motor Speedway. Initially, both men had separate plans, but realized both would fail as separate entities. Excuse me. The site and size of Charlotte were determined by Turner's ideas over Smith's, whose plans was to build a track in Pineville. They put Pinesville on.
They're worse than us. We do that. We do that at least 10 times a show. And the pros do it too.
Yeah.
I mean, like people who have like editors and stuff, they still do that.
Right.
Is it Pinesville? No, it's Pineville, but it's okay.
He wanted to build a track in Pinesville there.
Pinesville.
That April, they took the unusual step of announcing that the first race would be a 600-mile race in 1960. And initial financing was secured by selling 300,000 shares of $1 each, which was accomplished after Smith bought radio and newspaper ads to promote the track. So due to financial difficulties, winter storms, a faulty drill report that added $500,000 to the cost, problems with the Security SEC Commission, and slow ticket sales, the track had no grandstands or track construction complete by the middle of 1960, and they were forced to delay till June 19th. Light poles were erected to build it. They had to build it overnight, blah, blah, blah.
Excuse me.
Goodyear tires. This weekend, they'll utilize the same tire package as Darlington earlier this month. That means any of you folks that are into the tire stuff, flat tires have been a frequent sight in recent weeks, as the issue of Goodyear says stems from higher rear loads on the next-gen car than what teams saw in previous Cup iterations. One of the issues, Terry, that they're having, and that I've noticed watching some of the crew chiefs on Twitter, is Goodyear, when they give them these tires, they give them a PSI recommendation, right? And the crew chiefs don't care one bit what they say about it. Goodyear's trying to tell you, you keep it within 5, it won't bust. But the crew chiefs mess with that, and then you have tires busting. Was that part of the issue? Kyle, didn't he have a flat tire this week? Was that their issue with what that was? Do they even know?
I'm gonna tell you
Did they
what,
cut
he
the
had the
tire?
fastest car out there. I mean, I've never in my life seen Kyle Busch jump in a car the way that car would run, because if he was at the front, he run away at the very start. Yeah, I mean, I even had other people. I had Martin Truex fans that would text me and say, "Oh man, that's tough," that he goes out on account of a tire, because I really think Kyle Busch would have won that race. I don't think nobody on the court at that time could have stayed with him, racing. But it didn't happen. So I think this is the same way as Darlington. I think they'll have 8 sets of tires with them, like Darlington was, for this race on account of it going 600 miles. So we'll see. But I know Charlotte's not notorious for tearing up tires.
People don't realize how many tires it is. 8 sets of tires times 4, it's 32 tires times 40 or 35 race teams. You're looking at
that's a lot.
2,400 tires sitting in there.
Imagine what one of them tires cost.
Right? Yeah, that's not cheap. That's not a $20 tire, is it?
Be like me putting on my Toyota.
They don't got that same deal, Terry.
Oh,
Kyle Larson led 327 laps last year of the 400. So we were talking about that a minute ago. Kevin Harvick, the 2014 champion, is in the midst of a 56 race winless streak, second longest span of his career. Kyle Busch pit crew had the fastest 4-tire stop in each of the last 5 races. So he can't blame his pit crew when he loses now, Terry. We don't want to hear that.
No, he cannot. He used to.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, he did.
That's why he likes him, Tom, because Dale Earnhardt used to throw wrenches at his crew members. So that's why he likes Kyle, because he yells at them too.
I like
everybody
the guy
else's
who
fault.
wants to win.
Everybody else's fault.
Yep, except his.
The guy in dodgeball that threw the wrenches is based off Dale Earnhardt, is what I was told. Might not be
You
true.
can dodge a wrench?
Might not be true.
Dodge a ball.
But I would say that had to have some inspiration. Larson hasn't won an Auto Club's Speedway in February. What is that? Kyle Larson hasn't won since. Okay. Auto Club Speedway in February. Oh, gosh. 11 races. Kyle Larson hasn't won.
I keep picking him every week, so I'm not going to pick him this week. Just to.
Last year's Dominator, Tom, is unsurprisingly this week's favorite at 11-2. 5 straight finishes of 4th or better. Kyle Busch is 7-1 with the next best odds by Chase Elliott, 15-2, who has 3 straight top 2 finishes on the Charlotte Roval, including his win in 2020. All right, Zach, any thoughts, feelings on the winning the long race?
Since Tom's not going to take Kyle Larson, I'll take Kyle Larson.
You just jinxed him. Chase Elliott. Switch it up.
It says bet, Terry, for your Truex fans, which I didn't know they were actually Martin Truex fans.
That's what I was getting ready to say. There's Truex fans.
Yeah.
Where are they? Capture them. We'd like to study them.
Never met one in my life.
Yeah.
Bettors says, according to the internet, are not buying Truex in Charlotte this weekend. So you can tell your Truex fans that Vegas don't like him this weekend, whatever that
that's
means.
who I'm taking, Martin Truex. When y'all say you don't like him, that's who I'm taking.
Well, since, let's let me look.
Your
at
boy had good odds, though, Terry.
Yeah, he does. But, I mean, Charlotte, I know he's done well down there. I just need him to win. Show me you can win in Charlotte.
See, I have Fords and Chevys, so I have sometimes.
Yes, Truex has done well in Charlotte. He doesn't have a win. Blaney doesn't have a win. Bell, Harvick, Almirola, Austin Dillon there in the top 14.
Where is Cole Custer? Where's he?
Down there where Brad Keselowski is.
Apparently, Tom, he's full of whatever that whiskey was called.
27.
What's he full of?
Look at Brad. He's 31st.
What's he full of, Tom? What's that
He
whiskey
is
called?
full of chicken cock whiskey. I'm not making it up. That's the way you say it. I don't know if I would partake of that. You can partake at your own peril. You know what? No.
Who says yes to that if you ask them if they want
I'm going right.
Terry?
I'm going to the alcoholic beverage company right up the street here and say, "Excuse me, do you have chicken cock whiskey?"
I'm telling you.
Why would you name it that?
Zach says he has no comment on any of the stuff y'all talking about.
Well, he's a preacher. He can't. But I'm like, as a non-preacher,
I've never in my life seen
as
a
a
guy just
non-preacher,
look at the
I am
floor.
allowed to go in the liquor store.
Tom.
Zach could go in there with shades and a ball cap.
Zach is looking at the floor. He wants to go on next subject.
Well, Zach, what you doing after the show? It's right up the road. No one will care. No one will notice you there. Just say I made you come in there.
I'm going to work at the playground.
That's right.
I'm going to look for.
Hey, but you could stop and pick you up a little chicken cock whiskey.
I'm going to
Pass
get
it out
a
to the
T-shirt
kids.
from the Speedway this weekend.
Watch him, Rick.
Tom, if you do nothing this weekend, please drive over to Speedway and buy you a Cole Custer chicken cock whiskey T-shirt from the stand.
We're not making
Is that not the
up.
best way?
We're not making that up.
You need to be wearing it next weekend. All right, here is Indy 500 qualifying. We're going to take you with a lap around Indy with Jimmy Johnson. See if he hits the wall in this one. He got a little touchy in it. But he did end up qualifying the top 12, ends up on the third row, I think is where he qualified. So he had the fastest speed in 2 of the practices. They practiced a bunch. So he's up around the front running right now. We'll see how it goes in his first race this week. I'll watch more of this, Terry, than I will the Coca-Cola 600 just to see.
I am going to watch that because, I mean, this is his type of track. I don't know whether the speed that these cars can go is messing with Jimmy.
No, the ovals don't bother him. Terry, just watch this race, though. He just hit, look, Dixon's there at 240. He just hit the straightaway at 242 a minute ago. Or Dixon's at 233 on his average speed. So Johnson a minute ago hit 240. There's 233. Let's see if he gets it back on the straightaway. Into the corners. Turning 2 corners at 230, Terry.
Where did he qualify?
Third row.
Not bad.
So 5th or 6th, however you want to.
He'll race to the back.
He hits the start-finish line at 241 there. Into turn 1 at 239, 238. That's pretty. That's 40 miles faster than a.
Looks like that looks like you take that curve at about 6 miles an hour more than you can at next one, because that other one he was in the 220s.
Yeah, I wonder, Terry, do you remember speeds in NASCAR speeds at the Brickyard?
Like 187.
That's what I was thinking. 190.
Because see,
Somewhere
the
in
Brickyard
there.
is square. I mean, rectangle.
NASCAR did at one time get to go up to that speed. Bill Elliott, I think, holds the record. What, 217? Something in that range. Is that right?
211-ish, Terry.
But
final practice speeds, Jimmy Johnson 189.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I don't even know what year that was, but that was one of the years. But those cars are heavier. They can't make that turn. That's what they can't make those almost 90-degree Indy turns there. But yeah, interesting to see this carrying pretty high speeds. I mean, you sit there, the average speed there, Dixon qualifying at 233, and seems like Johnson's for the most part's around there, all over it. We'll see what they end up saying his average speed was as we talk through it. But anyway, I'm excited about seeing that. One thing I do like about NASCAR, obviously better than this, I like being able to bump the guy next to you, as opposed to just if you touch, you wreck.
Yeah, if you touch a car in this, you're done.
And he did save. Did you see him the qualifying where he slid and didn't touch the wall? Almost hit it. They had a little bit of talk about that, but all right. So I was trying to get to there's his averages: 229, 232, 331. So he's sitting there about 5th or 6th. Yeah. Gross Gene at 231.99. He's right behind it on that one. This will be his final. See where he ends up in lap 4. So 232.9.
That guy was smoking.
4th. So he
Dixon
was 4th.
smoking if he was holding that close.
So 4th, here it is. Almost touched it. Now, Terry, I watched a little bit of Chad Canals thing. They were talking this week, doing a bunch of interviews, obviously, and they talked about Chad, and they mentioned that specific thing right there. And that one thing he's always been good at is that Chad said that he had to make the car as loose as he possibly could. He grew up as a dirt track driver, and he loves having that back end getting out like that. So Jimmy did tweet out earlier in the week he hit the wall, and all he tweeted out was limit found. So he knew he found what line not to take at what speed, and he didn't hit it hard. He just grazed it. But that was what Chad was pointing out. A lot of it is that's why he thinks he'll be good on these ovals. That these other guys like to hug that don't like to ride that wall like that. And Jimmy he ain't gonna mind getting out there and getting past wide, like we saw in the Texas race when he passed wide, and those other guys were hugging that white line. So the one thing that you remember how they used to start on a dead stop.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all remember that stuff? That was nuts. They don't do that anymore. I thank God. That used to look like the most dangerous thing ever. for people that do remember that or ever saw that. All right. Any other news and notes in the NFL? I guess we didn't get to that for a second. We've talked about pretty much everything else. Tom, anything new coming down the pipeline?
Zach want to talk about local news. The Panthers and Browns were close to making some sort of deal, but just ballpark numbers. I think the Panthers wanted the Browns to pay somewhere around $14 million of the salary, ballpark, give or take, and the Panthers are going to pay the rest. And the Browns said no, and that's why the deal fell through. And I think everybody's just kind of in a holding pattern here to see, well, how desperate do the Browns get? And the Browns are saying, well, how desperate will Carolina and Seattle get? Mm-hmm. Like, you want to roll with Darnold or you want our guy? And the Panthers are thinking, you want to pay your guy $18, $19 million? Or are you going to basically just give them to us? So if I'm the Browns, you'd like to unload them, but you don't have to. So the Panthers are like, yeah, we'd like to have him, but we don't have to. And Seattle's in the same boat. We don't have to have him. So I think it's just a game of chicken. Who blinks? Who blinks on, or who's going to get hurt? Who's going to get hurt in a stupid preseason game or training camp drills?
How bad does Darnold suck?
How long does Watson get suspended? And will Baker Mayfield ever play for the Browns? A lot of people think it's no. And I was listening to one of the talking heads on TV that basically said the Browns would go to Baker and say, we need you. That's not what they would say. He's wrong. What they would say is, or if I would say is, Baker, I think we have a mutual interest. Mm-hmm. You have an interest in proving you can play, and we have an interest in winning games. So I would not give we need you, son. I mean, no, you did disrespect him. He's right. You went out and got another guy, whose past is, a little in question. Mm-hmm. So I would have been disrespected too, even though, good Lord, look at that, Rick. But even though you've had your issues that, you run your mouth too much. We don't like that. And, there's all kinds of, you want to get rid of the drama. I understand that. But like I say, it would not be we need you, please. We have a mutual interest.
Right.
If you have an interest in this, we have an interest in this. Can we make this work? It's temporary. In other words, we got a wedding and we don't have a date. But my ex is there, so I kind of need a date. And you want to show yourself off too. So we got a mutual interest here. We don't like each other. We have a mutual interest. I don't know. He might still say, blank you. No way. I'm going to sit here and y'all could suffer. If he did that, I wouldn't blame him one bit. But it's one of those rock and a hard place deals. If I don't play, what do I make myself look like? A conceited jerk who's only about himself. On the other hand, well, I'm hurt. I was injured. I played it. I hurt. That made it worse. So I don't really have a mutual interest in playing. I think there's a lot that can come up there.
My question is that what has to happen this year for the Browns GM not to get fired?
He ain't gonna get fired.
But like in any other, think about it. If I'm the boss, my general manager just gave $200 million to a guy. It's guaranteed to.
I would say absolutely, and I know that all the news is positive. We love Deshaun Watson. Right. It's going to work great. He's kumbaya with everybody, and he's got a phenomenal talent. I'm not going to deny any of that. But I've said it once. I'll say it again. How can you give 3 first-round draft picks and the highest amount of guaranteed money? You don't even know if the guy's going to play.
That's what I'm saying. It's a totally awful move all around because you haven't moved Baker and you didn't get nothing for him.
And it's not good.
He's the number 1 overall pick. He won a playoff game for you in 30 years. If you don't even go after Deshaun Watson, Tom, are they not pretty much happy land for the most part? And you could have spent that money on defense or something else.
Well, they got
Clowney.
They did re-sign
Clowney on a good deal.
Clowney. And they might get.
But then you still had 40.
How much 11, 12 million, something like that.
And Sue
how much is Watson getting?
He's getting too much. And they're going to be in salary cap. They're going to be in salary cap. Hades here pretty soon, and
no draft picks, no salary cap.
I just don't.
It's a recipe for disaster.
You piss off half your fan base. You get rid of the only guy who's won a playoff game in 30 years. You can't have him back for celebrations now, and he is just whoever the GM is. I don't even know who's the GM. What's the name?
Barry.
He is just with this one move. I think he's
But
wrecked. He's wrecked what was a car that had put 4 new tires on, was looking better like Terry's car, and then he went and mangled it.
But he did. He did lock up Ward. He did lock up a couple stud offensive linemen. He locked up Chubb for another couple of years. I mean, he got Clowney.
Do they not
come
have
back.
to make a Super Bowl with this move?
I mean, you're not going to the Super Bowl with Jacoby
Not this
Brissett.
year.
You're not going to the Super Bowl with
That's
Jacoby
what my thing
Brissett.
is. If you're going to spend $200 million guaranteed,
If
you're
you-
going to totally just redo the franchise like this.
if you didn't think you
how
could
many
get
years do you got? Because how many years do you got at Nick Chubb? That's the window
Through 2024.
Whatever year, what if they have Deshaun Watson? Nick Chubb is your window, and then and your
2020
decent
through-
defense
through
right
the
now. You got a
24
young,
season,
good defense. You got Nick Chubb, and if you don't win the next 3 or 4 years, 30 more years of nothing.
Yeah, because you're going to have a hard time. You're
think
going
it's
to
awful.
you're going to
It's a
have a
bad
hard time.
move.
I think it was.
I'm not saying anything about Deshaun Watson being a good player. It's a
His
bad move.
talent-
No matter who that was. If
His
that was
talent
Tom
cannot be
Brady,
denied.
whatever.
His,
I don't care.
his talent cannot be denied. I'm not going to deny his talent. Teammates like or seem to like him. Now, you hadn't had a game yet. Anybody can go to practice and have a good time. I mean, you hadn't had a game yet. You know, the stuff that happens in games sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
I think everything will be okay if he's on the field. So if he's not on the field, you know, somebody else has said, well, Jacoby Brissett might win you 3, might win you 4, might win you 5. Will he? Will he really do that? I don't know. I mean, I don't know about that. Will Baker win you more games than Brissett, even if he was willing to play? I would say most people would say yes. But, you know, does he? I think if Baker could humble himself to play, I think that makes him more valuable for any other team. I do think he has a chance to show that. But at the same time, I'll admit, Terry, my feelings be pretty hurt too. You know what I mean?
I think anybody's would.
Yeah, I think
what he's went through. But my whole deal, and I'm with everybody else, is Cleveland put themselves in a bad spot.
They have.
I mean, you know, totally all the way around.
How?
And then if you're going to have Watson, and what's his window?
How can you not give Watson a year suspension? If some of these, if some of what these testimonies are true, and some of the text messages allude to it being true, you see what I mean?
Oh yeah.
That the evidence would not hold up in criminal court. We're not in criminal court. We're in civil court. So if he is guilty on any of these, you'd have to give him a year. You gave Trevor Bauer 2 years. He's not been convicted of a crime, right? Yeah. And he got 2 years in MLB. So what do you want to look like? Well, we're the NFL, so we don't really care about that stuff. No, you don't want that image. That damages your product. See, that's what they're in right now. I mean, I heard his lawyer come on and he gave his speech, but I'd say the minimum 8 games, the maximum would be 2 years. I think he could get 2, depending on how. Now, what you going to do? Now, what you going to do if he ain't going to play for 2 years, Terry?
And you still paying him?
I don't know if he'll still get his salary. I don't know how that works.
Wasn't it guaranteed for him to come?
But I think they put him as $1 million. They gave him very little money this year in case he's suspended. So I'm assuming that he doesn't. But I mean, like, I'm not an expert on. I'm not going to claim that I know what money he's going to get and all that. But yeah, you know, how does that affect you cap wise and all that? Because the cap is all confusing, and I don't want to get into all that. But the simple fact is, whether you pay the guy or not, your draft picks are gone. You lost 3 draft picks for this guy. 3 number 1 picks. Which is fine if he plays. It's not fine if he does not play, Terry. This is going to go down. This is going to go down as a Herschel Walker trade. This is going to go down as a Herschel Walker trade if he gets what I think he might get.
I do not think the Houston Texans are going to win 3 Super Bowls.
No. I meant for the Minnesota end. That's what I mean.
Player-wise.
Yeah, player-wise. For the Browns would be the Vikings in this analogy.
I don't think Deshaun Watson can take, if he would play now, can take Cleveland to the Super Bowl.
They could contend, but there's so many good teams in the AFC.
Right.
I mean, he took Houston to the playoffs.
There's so many good
teams. $10 million this year.
What?
His cap hit's $10 million this year. Are you
Yeah.
see it on the board for the next year?
Yeah.
$54 million the next 4 years for him.
So this is the
$10
year you
million
got to
this
make a
year to
choice.
not play, and then $54 million. Now remember, you had Baker for $18 million, so that means what? $36 million you can't now spend on your defense because you'd rather have that guy than Baker Mayfield to win you a playoff game. I'm going to say this because of the draft picks, Tom, and the cap situation. I'm scared that it's going to be like what Dallas did. And how many years has Dak been there, Terry? 7? 6, 7?
This would be 6, yep.
One playoff win in 6 years. If I'd have told him then, he wouldn't have believed me. He's sitting there 6 years later, got one playoff win. In 5 or 6 years, Watson might have the same number of playoff wins as Baker Mayfield.
Language exists that will not forfeit signing bonus or void future guarantees upon suspension. Not forfeit signing bonus. Right. So he's getting his signing bonus.
He gets everything.
Regardless.
No matter what, he gets everything.
So I guess that means the salary could be
sold the farm.
No matter what. All right, a couple of quick points. I'm going to play this crazy indie start for you guys watching at home. This is how they used to do it back. And then they just tell everybody, take off and don't kill each other. This is slow motion. One guy sitting on the track, then it's just stupid. All right.
Oh!
Like, why would they think that's a good idea?
Because they're idiots.
And the people sitting there.
Playoff teams of zero playoff wins in the last 5 years. Arizona Cardinals, Detroit Lions, Denver Broncos, New York Jets, Chicago Bears, New York Giants, Washington Commanders, Miami Dolphins, Vegas Raiders, the Carolina Panthers. Yep. And this one, Tom, this was sent on a Browns post, so it was the Pittsburgh Steelers was the one that was highlighted for that for you Steelers fans out there. They haven't won a playoff game, Terry, in 5 years. Stat of the day for Terry Reinhardt. Now, when folks start telling you that Karl Malone or LeBron's better than Kareem and Jordan because he's got more points than them, then you say, well, what about Karl Malone? Nobody says anything about that. Here's your playoff stat of the world, Terry. This is for you. Draymond Green has more playoff three-pointers than Michael Jordan and Dirk Nowitzki.
Just passed him. I think he's at 151.
Draymond has 153s.
53.
No, I don't know if he made any last night. 150 before last, or no, 150. Mm-hmm. Dirk 149, and Michael 148.
So in other words, Draymond's better than Michael.
There you go. There you go. I know I'd have something for Terry this week. All right, let's say goodbye to the JP and the interns. The intern, non-plural. She's going to work today. JP, you going to work today?
No, I'm going to auction.
Sounds about right. All right, we'll see everybody next weekend. Saturday Morning Sports Talk brought to you by Shelby Heating and Air, Ktc Broadcasting Schedule.
The incredible man, I only do things incredible can. Cause I am the seed of a chosen breed. You don't see too many like me. Cause I am one of the reasons you do what you do when you wanna be me instead of you. Cause I am still on beat, showing love to the streets. Come on, you know me, cause that's who I am.
Family owned and operated, proudly serving Shelby and the surrounding area with the finest in heating and cooling for your home or business. We're talking about Shelby Heating and Air, and right now they have an